All right, we are live here at the warm up, covering the draft. Joining me today is Ben. Ben is a big Mavericks fan, and he cannot wait.
I've been waiting for this day for a very long time. I'm excited, obviously, for who's going to get announced at 1, but this is going to be a night of fireworks. I am ready
Yeah,
to roll.
this is gonna be crazy.
Oh, man. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, they're just announcing the picks right now. Oh, there's Walter Clayton. Oh, boy.
Miami. That's why I have a mock too.
Yeah,
Miami.
I heard rumblings today that they did like 2 drafts with him. They did like 2 workouts.
Yeah, I had a mock to Miami. Um, I lied.
Did you yeah, you're not son. There we go. Yeah, I think he'll be an interesting option. I'm very intrigued to see where Ace Bailey goes. I think he's going to slide pretty far.
Really?
Yeah, usually I don't think it's going to be your typical. It's not going to be like Shadur in the draft, but like when you don't go and work out for teams and refuse to do stuff like that never works out in your favor.
I, s- I think he. I don't think he goes past 7.
Yeah, I thought 8 was going to be the spot. Who has 8? Is it Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
No, they had Brooklyn. Maybe
Brooklyn.
I don't know. I'm very interested to see where Derek Queen goes.
I
Um,
Derek Queen, when I was watching him, for me, he just looked like a guy who wasn't like particularly good at anything, but he looked like he knows how to play basketball. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he knows how to like cut and do shit off the ball. But yeah, Derek Queen's interesting because I saw a report today he could go if it's not like 8 or something, he could slide all the way to like 18.
mm-hmm.
And thank you, babe.
No, that would be wild. Got any news
Yeah.
from Shams yet? Nah, nothing. Nothing
I
other than that.
got the warm up Twitter and then I got my Twitter. So when Shams tweets something, it's like a quadruple notification. So
Yeah.
that's when I know when it be getting popping.
All right. Let's talk about this bad boy real quick. Put it up there. Let's talk about this bad boy real quick while we got some time.
Yeah. That so initially my first thought was what is Portland doing?
Mm-hmm.
They have I forget how much they have like 30 mil for Jeremy Grant, 30 mil for Aiton, and now $30 million Drew Holiday. And I think they're kind of punching themselves in the foot because I think them and Phoenix are doing the same thing. I don't see them. I think they're fighting for 13th place next year. And that's just way too expensive to have a team that has a bunch of youth and they need to let their youth play. Like I just
Yeah.
don't understand the trade. I get they were top 3 in defense the final third of the season, and maybe they think Kamara, Holiday, Klingon and Thibault, like they're trying to make the playoffs, but I mean, it's confusing. It's confusing for
Yeah.
days.
I agree. If you're watching right now, leave a comment. Let us know what you're excited about. Any predictions for the evening. Let
Mm-hmm.
those comments flow. We'll answer them for you. While we're waiting, for this trade, I like woke up like you texted me the night it happened. I was in bed. I went to bed early, so I
Yeah.
woke up and the first thing I see was like, oh, Drew Holiday is not the only Celtic to be traded, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He got traded. And
Yeah.
then I saw the trade, and I was just like immediately confused. But yeah, Portland, I guess, had in their mind they were just going to be like, oh, well, I guess we're going to, get veteran presence to help our young guys. I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess. I don't really know.
Right.
I see we got 4 people in here now. If you're joining, leave a comment. Stay however
Mm-hmm.
long you'd like. I don't know. Give me like any hot takes for the draft, predictions, what you're excited for. Let us know in the comments section.
Any trades you're predicting? You
Yeah,
never
anything
know.
you want us to talk about?
A lot. It's been a busy NBA since
Oh,
the
it
finals
has.
have ended. So yeah.
Indeed. What else we got? Obviously we've got the Porzingis deal that went down as well. That one I was not expecting. That I feel like came together very, very quickly. I got an alert that said Atlanta was a suitor, and then out of nowhere, I mean, the trade just gets announced, and I'm like, well, wow, okay.
What was so
I think
funny? No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a good trade for Atlanta. I mean, like, I don't really see a scenario in which that is gonna hurt them. That makes them better. So,
Right.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. I thought Boston could have got more, but I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah, no, the trade was interesting. Like you said, like Brett Siegel had tweeted out, "Oh, Atlanta is in discussions for Porzingis," and then literally 30 seconds later, Shams breaking the trade.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
it had happened
Very
very,
fast.
very fast. And I
Mhm.
wonder, on Atlanta's side, they valued Trey Mann as a negative contract because they gave up Trey Mann and a first to go to for Brooklyn to take. So, and Brooklyn's been, like we talked about off camera, they're pick hungry right now. Something's brewing because no team is drafting 5 firsts.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
never
very
been
interested to see
done
what
and it
happens with
won't
that.
be done. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. But yeah, back to the Porzingis piece. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought they probably could have got a little bit more from Porzingis. I don't know if his trade stock had plummeted that much from the playoff performance, but I guess you're trading for an older guy and the contract. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you.
never know. Once again, anybody who's in here, feel free to leave a comment or any thoughts you have on the night tonight, anything you want to talk about. Let's see. We have one more I think we can go over. Let me find it. That was the New Orleans deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one right here. Perfect. Yeah, give me your thoughts on this one.
Um, yeah. Like I said earlier, it felt like two teams were like, yeah, there's a lot of trades going on. Let's make a deal. Like it doesn't seem like there's a lot of rhyme or reason for the Pelicans to do it. I love Jordan Poole, the player. I don't love Jordan Poole, the contract. So I thought it was a little interesting trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, on Washington's front, they now freed up over $100 million in cap space for 2026. Could, like you said, could they do like something Houston did a couple years ago and go that route? But yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
maybe. Yeah, my thoughts on that one. I like it for New Orleans. For Washington, I think you're just adding stuff. I think you're just adding stuff to your team.
Yeah.
I mean, their starting lineup is just going to be a bunch of veterans. You got Middleton. Now you have
CJ,
yeah, you have CJ and
Marcus
there's
Smart.
oh my gosh, yeah, shoot, dude,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of veterans on that team.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
a, yeah.
they'll win more than 15 games. They'll win more than 15 games at least.
Yeah. I know my initial thought, I'm like, I do think CJ is a buyout candidate slash trade partner at the deadline.
Mhm, yeah.
Kind of similar how he got to New Orleans. Um, but he's another year older. He had a down year last year. But like I was telling you with the D'Angelo Russell, I do think he could be like a little spark plug off the bench for a contending team because he does have he's a smart player, you know.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
it's a but like you said, like why is Washington getting involved and what could have they gotten for Jordan Poole unless that was it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think looking at the New Orleans situation, time is running out for Zion. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how he fits there. I think Jordan Poole's a great player. I just think you know, he got into a very bad situation at Golden State that just unfortunately did not go his way. Ja, you still with us?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
There we go. I don't know what that was.
Oh, I turned on my camera for a
Oh
second.
no, you're straight. Looks like we're about to get started here. 7 o'clock, so I'd expect pick number 1 is going to come through in about 5-ish minutes, man. We're getting there.
We are getting there. How exciting! I mean, let's get into that a little bit. I mean, how exciting as a Mavs fan, you have your heart just absolutely ripped out of your soul one Saturday night, and then 3 months later, Nico falls ass backwards into the number 1 overall pick, and arguably one of the best number 1 picks we've had in the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Besides like Wemby and, some of them players, but yeah.
Yeah. I won't, I won't make any comments on the organization. I love the Mavs organization very much. There's a lot of great people there, and, everybody had their reasons that were involved. So I'll give them all the positivity in the world because, I'm an MFFL at heart and also just a fan of what they have as an organization. But, going forward with Cooper Flagg is going to be a great thing. It's going to be able to be a new chapter for us to turn forward, to look forward and have a new era of Dallas basketball. And I'm very excited to see what happens and what unfolds in these coming months with, just putting this team together. This team is deep. This team was constructed to win at a high level, and they're also constructed to win on the defensive end, which I think is what the organization was looking for, and this only helps. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I know Cooper's probably going to get drafted at 1. Bearing anything surprising, but man, I'm just excited. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope time to be a Mavericks fan right now.
It is, man.
It's such an interesting team build because one of the underrated things, I'm a Blue Devil at heart. One of the underrated things I thought Cooper showed me last year was like he was able to run the point for in the tournament, March Madness, he essentially was the point guard. And then as each round developed, like he's just having these 6 to 7 assist games. And I think that's going to be not for him to be the point guard for the entire year, but with Kyrie being out, I mean, if he could take some of the load and become kind of that point forward, because defensively, golly, you got Derek Lively, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg. That is a no-fly zone.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be it's going to be incredible to watch. I think, the biggest thing for us in year 1 is going to be, can Cooper Flagg contribute at a high level? And I'm expecting, I'd like him to average maybe 15. Obviously, they're going to figure things out at the guard position coming up. And then you're set at center and at the 4. So 80's going to get to play traditional 4, which is what he's wanted for a long time. There's a lot of upside, and if they stay healthy, they have a chance to contend for a championship and try and challenge OKC next year. So I think the biggest thing is Kyrie when he's able to come back, if he can produce at a high level. If he's able to do that and average maybe around 22 points, maybe I don't know if 24, something like that. If he's able to contribute at that level, we're gonna be looking at a pretty special year next year. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I think too that's like underrated is like that Daniel Gafford deal that he's signed, that extension. He signed just enough money where he could still get traded this summer. So
yeah,
that was a little interesting on itself. I know they keep coming out with stuff saying they don't want to trade Gafford, which I would agree with. I like the idea of just having a bunch of forwards and then let's see what the deadline looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Kyrie, we ain't talked about Kyrie signing that extension. He opened up that taxpayer mid-level, so that is beautiful.
It's a great deal. Yeah, it's a good deal for him, and he gets to have long-term commitment to this franchise. And Sham said it last night on SportsCenter. He's committed to winning. And he's also committed to this organization, and we love him for it. He has been nothing but good for us. Kyrie has been he's just an artist for the game, and he's very important to our success, and we love him in Dallas. So I was very relieved to see him get that contract extension. But just like that, round 1, the Mavs are on the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. This shouldn't take too long, right?
I don't think so.
But low key, if I was the organization, I would take the whole 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Just to be a
Yeah, just let
pain.
him.
Like you only get the number one pick so often. Like,
This is true.
yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy. This is gonna be fun, man.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
I just feel the only reason I feel a little bit bad for the kid. I mean, everyone's like, we just got rid of Luka Doncic. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? That's just unfair to put on the kid.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what how the fans are going to react to having him around. Obviously, oh, they already made the pick. Oh boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You'll have to excuse me for probably 2-3 minutes. I'm going to go enjoy this moment with my family. I will return.
You good?
Give me 1 sec.
Wow. Cooper Flag was about to be officially a Dallas Maverick. What a generational talent for sure, man. His off-ball skill is pretty underrated. His defensive upswing is amazing. He's just going to be an awesome character and player for the Dallas Mavericks, man. Just can't believe they got the number 1 overall pick. I can't believe it. And I mean, all the stuff coming out in the reports, I mean, him off the court, that's what people love him so much, his drive, his determination, his motivation. Like, he has that killer instinct for sure, and he's awesome. He's awesome. I can't wait. Being a Duke fan myself, I'm so happy that Cooper Flag is going to at least a pretty good organization, because I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. Your organization matters on who you get drafted to, regardless how good you are, and limits what you can do, who you could bring in the long run. Yeah. You guys are watching though, please drop a comment. So yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm not talking to myself the entire time. But yeah. Man, they had somebody from Maine drafted since Jeff Turner in 1984. That is crazy. Wow, they got this live stream in Maine. All 50 people in Maine. Shout out Maine. They going crazy for the boy Cooper tonight, man. God, I can't wait for the rest of this draft. To me, after picks 1 and 2, the draft really starts, because I do think Philly's going to keep their pick and draft BJ Edgecombe. But for me, the draft starts at 3. We don't know. There's no certainty with what's going to happen. So that's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. I do expect a ton of movement tonight. Probably just jinxed it. But I do think some trades are going to happen. There's a lot of talks going on right now. We'll be here to break it all down. And yeah. Wow, they got gyms in Maine going crazy. They got watch parties all over Maine just for Cooper Flag, man. Look at Maine. If y'all never been to Maine, though, they got some good lobster rolls, cold or hot. Trust me. Trust me. Wow. As a facilitator, his health, he's great, man. Cooper Flag, number 1 overall pick. And he wearing the Mavs colors. He knows what's about to happen. So he knows exactly what's about to happen. And Nico Harrison, this is what he wanted. He wanted more two-way talent. He traded Luka because what he does defensively. This is a guy who probably doesn't have the offensive upside of oh, hear the pick. Let's hear it. There you go. Easiest pick of the night, man. Number 1, Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag. Wow. What a moment. Because, he knows he's been going, he was going to go 1 for the last, ever since the draft order went. Or he knew he was going to go 1 probably since the tournament ended. He knew he was going to go to Dallas ever since the draft order came out. So it's a stressful time. But him to finally be drafted, got to be such a relief for him and his family. Such a special moment, man. It doesn't get talked about enough. Like, these kids go out there and pour their hearts into the game, and all for a night like tonight. You got to give it. You got to feel for the parents. You got to be proud. There's no luck when it comes to this. You got to push it. And from what I've seen, his parents just love him. They support him. They push him. And that's all you could ask for is for parents. So look at Adam Silver. Look at Adam Silver. Hey, drop y'all comments if you in here live. Cooper Flag taking the picture right now. There you go. There you go. Naismith Men's College Player of the Year, Cooper Flag, man. One of the best prospects Duke's had in a while. He's for sure better than Zion. For sure better than Zion, man. And he's a facilitator. It's one of the underrated things he got. He can pass that rock. And playing with AD, Gafford, Klay Thompson, Lively, you're gonna have to facilitate the rock, especially with no Kyrie Irving. Just have that secondary ball handler is gonna be huge, regardless of what they use it with the taxpayer MLE. He's a dog for sure. Yep, an elite competitor, man. That's one. It's probably my favorite trait about him. You could see during the tournament when the going got tough, he wanted every block, he wanted every steal. He just wants it so bad, and that's all. That's when you're drafting number 1. You're drafting for not what could be a potential superstar, what has the safest floor, but also fits the need of your team. But in the draft, sometimes you just take the most talented, and number 1's by far the easiest pick. Yeah, if y'all joining live right now, please drop a comment. Let's talk some basketball. Cooper Flag just went number 1. Let's talk about it. Number 1, Cooper Flag. I gotta get me a Cooper Flag jersey because I had a Luka Doncic Mavericks jersey, but I had to take that down because I got the Luka Laker jersey. Hashtag Laker chat, Laker chat, Laker chat, Laker chat. So yeah, let's go, Dylan Harper. It's official. Cooper Flag, man. That's a kid that loves basketball. You could just tell on and off the court. Loves basketball. I gotta get to the draft. I ain't never been to the draft live. I gotta get there eventually. I gotta get there eventually. Duke number 1 overall player. We got Elton Brand, Kyrie Irving, Zion, Paulo Banchero, Cooper Flag, and all those players are superstars, man. You got to look at Duke. Duke produces. Yeah. Look how happy Nico is. Look at the mat. Oh, you bad. You bet. Look at Nico.
That meant something to me, man. I'm genuinely so excited. This is gonna be yeah, man.
Oh, they had the Mavs jersey at the American Airlines, number 32. Why number 32? Is that the number he going to wear?
Where did you see that?
It just happened. There was at the American Airlines. They just unveiled a jersey that said flag number 32.
I didn't see it. Let me rewind. I didn't even shoot, bro. That means we know the number already.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Number 32. Okay, so he's going back to the high school number.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, here's the map. They're showing the Mavs draft headquarters. Like they're showing Kid, Nico, and Finn. And now who are they? Oh shoot! I didn't see. Oh, it's so tough. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, he's going with the high school number. Oh my!
Oh, the pick is in for 2 already. Wow.
For real? Oh well, we know who it's gonna be.
Dylan Harper, baby.
All right, we got 4 people in here now. Sweet.
Dylan Harper goes to San Antonio. God, what a good pick. It's kind of weird because they just traded for De'Aaron Fox, but you got to take best player available. And Dylan Harper, I comped him to Cade Cunningham mixed with like a little Jalen Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
He's an awesome kid, man. Watching his highlight, Rutgers probably had the worst spacing a basketball team can have in history. I've seen high school teams with better spacing than Rutgers had. So for them to get, I can't wait to see him with NBA spacing. I watched him with Team USA. He's an awesome playmaker. And if you're surrounded with Castle, Fox, Wembanyama, I mean, he's gonna be awesome, man. He's gonna be awesome for him.
Did you answer this question from Ronnie Miller?
Oh, I didn't.
Let's see what we got here. Ronnie Miller said, Ja, give me 2 guys that are expected to go outside the lottery that you think could be all-stars.
That are expected to be outside the lottery? Let me look at my draft real quick.
I've already got 2 right in my mind.
Okay, you go first.
I'll start. Walter Clayton, I think, is my obvious choice. I think he's one of the most dynamic point guards in this draft. He has shooting ability. Crazy shooting ability, and I'm sure you all saw that on display in March Madness.
Yeah.
He is going to be special. Another guy I've got my eye on is Derek Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he's going to be special. Now,
so you think he can go outside the? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be fringe lottery, maybe like 15, 16. So that's one of the guys. But I think one of the later picks that I've got my eye on is Walter Clayton. So that is my answer. Ja, you can go ahead and give your perspective on that one.
For me, I think he's going to go outside the lottery based on a lot of the mocks I've seen. I think Cedric Coward, he has some dog in him. He has an insane story. Started D3. I think he has the potential. Like once he puts on some weight, like he's just gonna he has some Shea into him. Like he has, I'll back you down. I'll just hit the midi. I'm a tall guard. And for me, I love a tall guard. The second, I don't know the realistic possibility of being an all-star. I think if you draft this player, you have to let him just be fun. You have to let him be him, and that's Danny Wolf. Danny Wolf is one of the most underrated centers, I think, in this draft. And I think if you draft him, you're not having him just sit in a corner. You're letting him grab the ball, push it up the court, let him find these small pockets, passing the ball. Underrated part about his game is the rebounding. He was a prolific rebounder in college. But that's with everything going right. So, yeah, those would be my 2. I'm sure it'll be either 2 or 3. But, yeah, we'll see.
Ronnie, thank you for the question. That was a good one.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you for commenting, too. We need more comments.
Yes, we do. Flood the comments. We will answer literally every question. We have 3 hours of this, so we need as much content as we can.
All right. now we're here. The draft is starting to get good. Going in today, I thought the draft would start at 3. And with the draft starting at 3, I do think I'm with you. I mocked VJ Edgecombe in my mock. I had VJ Edgecombe.
Right
BJ
here.
is an at 3. BJ is an insanely athletic kid. I can see him playing with and without the ball. Some concerning things with him. His layup percentage was really awful.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't just dunking the ball, but I think that's an easy fix for him. He kind of out of like Ace, Knipple, Trey Johnson, or not Trey Johnson, and like those the next set, I think he has some of the most superstar upside. Like he to me, he's like a young Victor Oladipo. Like once if he could find his jumper and be like maybe not as because he kind of shoots it like a set shot right now. If he could
Yeah.
find some more fluidity, pairing him around a willing passer like Embiid, Jared McCain, and Tyrese Maxey, that's fun. Like a backcourt,
Yeah.
and him and Maxey, if he gets drafted to the Sixers, they probably instantly become one of the fastest backcourts in the league.
Yeah.
I'm talking true speed and athleticism by VJ. So I'm
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the most likely pick here. I think if Charlotte stays, I think they're going to take Vaughn, possibly. I'm interested to see where Trey Johnson goes, man. I'm not going to lie. Like you said,
Trey's a dog. Trey's my
dude.
third best player in my
Oh
opinion.
man,
He's the
Trey's
third
so
best
good.
player in this draft. But Philly can't take Trey. You know what
No,
I
no
mean?
chance. Oh yeah,
Philly
no chance.
can't take Trey, but Trey's, in my opinion, the third best player. Like, because I don't know if you watch Sam Vecini at all or read his draft guide. So
I don't think I do. No.
he does amazing work on the draft, Sam Vecini, and he like they all have this shooting app they do when they watch these guys. He did the shooting workout. He watched Trey Johnson. He said he's never seen a shooting workout in the last 13 years like he saw Trey Johnson have.
Shoot.
And he saw Steph Curry and KD when he was like before he really started doing it to this. So like as an NBA shot maker, Trey Johnson probably has the more wow factor. He reminds me of like a Tyler Hero, a Devin Booker, just a straight up bucket that can also have insane shot creation. But what's your thoughts on Trey?
He's a stone cold killer, man. I mean, like you said, the shooting ability. I think he's also got some slashing ability in his game that's very valuable. Like I said, I'm an Aggie, so when A&M went up to Austin to play them, instantaneously, like we were up 10 points, and then out of nowhere, Trey Johnson just goes on this run, and they take us down at the buzzer. So yeah, he is going to be really good. He's a very good player. He has a lot of upside. He is probably the most flashy pick in this draft, I think, in my opinion. He's going to be really great. What about let me see. Okay, 76ers are about to make their pick.
I think it's VJ.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep,
yeah,
there it is.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I love it for him. Bahamas brother right there. There you go. I'm excited to watch him in Summer League, man. Oh my God. I can't wait to watch him in Summer League.
I'll quickly answer this question just for its comedic value. Jacob Sims, Ben, how do you feel about a hypothetical trade that involves the Mavericks trading every single player they own for an aging LeBron James?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we'll just leave it there, and I'm just gonna say no, and then we'll move on with that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the comment, Jacob. Oh man.
Thank you, Jacob.
What a guy. Let's see. What else do we have here? Up next, we got Charlotte. I think this is where we could
This is where the
see
draft starts.
Yeah, this is where we could see the draft really start.
So I have them taking Knipple. I don't think they take Knipple.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, they've done this. They've played this game so much. I think they need to trade this pick to someone who is really going to use it on a prospect they can use, because the Hornets have so many. They've got a nice team down there. They just can't stay healthy.
I wouldn't be surprised if Washington or Brooklyn trades up right now and they take 8, like, because you can't. The trade I don't think it happened until after the player selected. Correct?
Yeah, because I was explaining this to a buddy yesterday. It's like they'll announce the pick under the original team's name, but the team that makes the trade for the pick has the rights. It's just by the name, I believe.
Right. Yeah. So I think if I could see Washington, I could see Brooklyn trading up right now, especially with all those picks they got. We'll see. We will see. If Charlotte does keep the pick, where do you think they go?
I think they go Con here.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's any other way to go. He's a great prospect. If they don't take him, I don't know if the team that trades up will, though. So we're gonna have to see. I think once you get past 4, we're officially on the Ace Bailey clock. That's kind of when I think Washington at 6 could be a viable option. Don't know about Utah. Probably not.
Well, what's so funny about Utah is like Danny Ainge has always had this weird, like, you don't know his next move. Like that year they got the number 1 pick and they wanted Tatum anyways, but everyone's like Markelle Fultz. Here comes so that year he was like, oh yeah, Tatum's all right, but let me trade back to 3, not knowing that Tatum really was their guy. But I do think it'll be interesting if Utah does pass up. Ainge and the Utah Jazz do amazing background work. So if Ainge is like, no, I see something wrong with the kid, that's very telling. That's very telling.
Yeah, I agree. What about Jeremiah Fears?
I like Fears. He had a down year in college. They thought he would have been better than what he was. I like Fears going. I have a mock to go to Utah, actually. I like Fears. He's just raw. Like I think he just needs to play basketball more. He doesn't have a lot of basketball reps, you could tell, but the talent's there. The athleticism's there. Like he's gonna be a good player. It's just if he gets the reps or not.
Yeah.
So
no, agreed. Spanish Charlotte's taking a while here. That's that could be interesting. Let's check Shams' page real quick, see if we got anything brewing.
I don't got nothing.
No, he just announced number 3. That's pretty much it. If you're watching and you haven't left a comment yet, please leave a comment so we can answer any questions. You can give us any bold predictions, any players you're excited about.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, bet. Charlotte still on the clock here. Very interested to see what they are going to do with this pick. No trades as of yet. I think they're just gonna take their time here. Down to 1:28 on the clock. I really like the VJ fit. I think that's going to be a good fit for the 76ers. Oh, there's Buddy Hield. Dang.
All right. I'm back.
We good.
Sorry to blow my nose.
Oh, no, you're straight. You got any of your boys joining up tonight?
If they want, if they ask. I mean, they didn't ask yet, so.
Okay. Bet.
I told them they could join if they want. What about you?
Maybe. I might have a few people that I will hit up for a little guest appearance. I've got a lot of Houston Rockets fans waiting on what's going to happen at I'm sorry. I got a lot of Houston Rockets fans that were upset that they gave up the number 10 pick. They wanted to use that, but in the end, you got
For
Kevin Durant.
what?
Huh?
For what?
Well, no, like they wanted to use that pick on a young guy, but like I was like, hey, you got Kevin Durant, so it'll be all right.
You should tell them that the number 3 pick for them last year couldn't get minutes. So what was the number 10 pick gonna do?
Reed's gonna be good.
Reed was number 1 for me last year. Like I think if he
overall?
went to a bad team, I think if he went to a bad team, he probably would have won Rookie of the Year and it wouldn't have been close. He was by far the best shooter. His defense, yes, that's why he didn't play. His defense is poop, but if you're on a bad team, they don't care about defense.
Yeah, he's elite offensively. I'm excited to see what he can do in Houston when he starts to really get minutes, because I think he's right around the corner from those from getting minutes there. So we'll see what happens.
Well, what's so funny too, like what's so funny too, like Houston or Ime Udoka at training camp said, yeah, Reed's our most talented offensive player, and then didn't play at all the whole
make that make sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping with the Brooks trade and the Cole Katie trade that just naturally their young players get better and they get more minutes, but who knows?
Yeah, agreed. Man, Charlotte, make your pick.
And Charlotte keeps I'm telling you, I'm going Knipple, but
yeah, I think that's the most viable option. Let's see what's happening here.
I could be wrong though. Oh, here you go. Pick is in.
All right. Do they go with where I'm thinking they're going? Yep.
There you go.
Yep, exactly where I thought they were going to go. Duke Blue Devil number 2 is off the board, and Cooper Flag reacts.
And Con is so good. When Cooper went down in the tournament, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Con, like, not to bring race into it, if he was black, they wouldn't even question his defensive paralysis. He was an underrated defender. He was
that's fair.
He got for some reason they think he's like this white kid that can't play defense. No, he's a very underrated defender for his build, and he was by far the best shooter in the draft. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, he's great.
Or I should say catch and shoot. Because I think Trey Johnson's the best shooter, but
all right, number 4 to Charlotte, Con Knipple. How do you pronounce it? Knipple?
Yeah, Knipple.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome player, dog. He just knows how to play basketball. I feel bad he's in Charlotte, but
yeah. I think, dude, like Charlotte, bro, they just got to stay healthy. And like when I say that, I'm talking directly to LaMelo Ball. Like, I don't know. We got to get things going. That dude, his shot is so pure.
It's so pure. It's money. Oh my gosh.
Jeez,
and he can play off the ball. He doesn't need the ball.
Yeah.
Like he at Duke, he was like, listen, Duke. He looked at Duke. He was like, Cooper's the one. I could be the 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got another comment here. Ronnie said, Con is Jimmy Butler plus shooting minus defense. Plays off 2 feet so well.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Like, because you said like he lacks defense. He has the shooting, and he's got that like Jimmy Butler dog to him. That's another banger comment by Ronnie Miller.
Yeah, I love that comp. My comp for him was more like a Desmond Bane, like off the screen type thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you get Jimmy Butler plus the shooting, but the defense takes the hit, that's still an awesome player. That's still an amazing player. And if you're Charlotte, you kind of just need some hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't need the flashy Ace Bailey. You have Brandon Miller. You have Miles Bridges. You know what I mean? You don't need the flashy pick. I mean, Trey Johnson, if they would have traded LaMelo Ball, is kind of interesting. But other than that, I love the pick.
Yeah, it's a great pick. Thank you for the comment, Ronnie.
Ronnie, if you want to join the pod, please Discord Ben or I, and we can send you a link if you're not doing anything.
Yes. Join up, brother, if you are listening.
Because Ronnie's in the class, right?
Is he?
I'm like 90. No, Ronnie's in the class for show.
For
Ronnie's
real?
for show in the class, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, dude, for sure.
If
I will
Ronnie want to
send you
join, tell him just join. Like we just talking ball anyway. We got like 3 hours.
Yeah, you're on the Discord. Hit one of us up. We will send you the link, and you can join up. We're just in here chilling.
Look at Knipple. They saying all his brothers going to the league.
Oh my gosh, bro! They all look the same.
They say all his brothers going to the league. That's what they say.
Dude, they all look the same. Oh my gosh. All righty. Let's see what we got here. Once again, if you're watching, leave your thoughts.
Please comment.
Oh yeah, I love answering these questions, bro. Or like just seeing people give their takes on hoops, man. It's the best. So all right, this is where the draft begins. Where does Utah go?
I kind of think they go Trey Johnson.
Oh, bro, they get Trey.
I think they just go Trey Johnson only because I don't know what they think of Keontae George. As much as I love Keontae, Trey Johnson's a star. You know what I mean? I could see them going the Fears route, but like in the Discord today, they were talking about Mawak.
That'd be early.
So we'll see.
Okay, so let's talk about Utah. You've got Lauri Markkanen. That's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Walker Kessler is probably a trade piece. John Collins just opted in. Colin Sexton's another trade piece. Right. You've got decent guys who can go out there and hoop, but I mean, they're in the midst of a rebuild. That is, obvious. So very interesting here. All right. Levi Sotomayor, if I'd said that right, ace to drop out.
Hey, Levi joined this mug. What up, Levi?
Yeah. I think he does here. I said before the stream started, number 8 to Brooklyn was where I thought he was going to land. Mm-hmm. I don't think he goes Utah here. That would be interesting for me.
I think he goes Washington. I could see Washington or I could see New Orleans. Those are the only. I mean, I think Ace knows what he did. I mean, canceling your. I mean, you got to be a professional here. Like, this is a business. Like, they're about to invest in you. They have to see what you are, the type of person you are. Canceling all these meetings, the workouts, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, if you're watching and you know friends that would like to watch this, send it to them so we can fill this thing up. And Levi responded to that. He said he thinks Washington. Yeah. We'll see.
That's interesting, too, though. Like, Coulibaly, Bub Carrington, you got Ace. That's a lot of just bucket getters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the thing about going to Washington is, and we talked about this, like if you go to Washington, you're going to be surrounded by a lot of veteran talent. So it's not the greatest veteran talent, but you're going to learn a lot of good things about how to play in this league that you wouldn't get if you go to a team with a lot of guys that don't have a lot of experience. So,
and guys on and off the court. But, like I said, you just never know what Danny Ainge is sneaky, though, man. Remember that. Danny Ainge is a sneaky guy. Oh, the pick is in.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh, do we got a trade then? Oh, Ace goes 5. Oh, and I just said what I tell you, Danny Ainge sneaky. What I just tell you.
You think he keeps that?
I don't know, but he's sneaky like that. I'm telling you, he is sneaky guy.
I was not expecting that.
He's a sneaky guy.
Yeah, Shams just said it too. Holy wow. Okay. We go ahead and put that one in there real quick. That is nuts. Wow. Okay. Levi said, no way.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Hey, if you're
Oh,
watching, leave your comment on what your thought was on that pick. Do they keep that? Do they send it somewhere else? Give
what I
us your
tell you
thoughts.
earlier, Danny, if he gets past Danny, there's some pause for concern.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Dang.
That
That's
changes the
nuts.
draft a little bit. That changes the draft a little bit.
Oh, it does. Because now, does Washington go Trey Johnson?
Well, they just got rid of Jordan Poole.
Yeah, the stars are aligning for Trey at 6. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this is good. Here's another comment from Ronnie. Ainge does not care what Ace wants. If they liked him, they were going to take him. Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I
Ainge is
wonder
sneaky
though.
guy.
I wonder, do they keep him? I don't know.
Shams just tweeted, yes, sources told they're keeping him.
Really, he just said that?
Yeah, he like as you just finished that.
Wow. Woo! That's something, man. I'm waiting for that first trade to drop, dude. That's what I'm waiting for. What else we got?
Yeah, that's awesome. I love this. Like, what's interesting though, for a guy as talented as Ace, and I'm not disputing the talent. I just think he just needs to find out what he could do by just taking a bunch of shots. Like I watched him at Rutgers. He could get to shots and do moves. No, like a lot of kids just can't. And he's that gifted.
Yeah.
But then you take like no, but everyone knew that going in. So now you have this guy who's paired up with Lauri Markkanen. Who's the one? You have Keontae George still. Colin Sexton's there, John Collins. Like this is a guy that needs touches. So I wonder if Utah has a trade coming because
yeah, me too.
Like Ace needs touches for Ace to reach his potential. If Ace reaches his potential, he's the second best player in this draft, and it's not even close.
Let's see here. Washington on the clock here. We got 5 people in the stream now. Once again, you can give us your comments, your thoughts on what you thought with that Ace Bailey pick or anything else about the draft. If you know any friends that love this kind of stuff, send it out to them so we can fill it up.
Washington.
We'll keep rolling here.
Washington might be the Trey Johnson team.
Yeah, I do think so.
They're kind of in a weird way. They're kind of a fun Malwalk team because you have Alex Sarr from last year, but the question becomes, is Sarr a good enough shooter yet to play the double big? Because the league is coming back to you need a power forward, you need a center, you need 2 bigs. So that's interesting, but I mean, it would make a ton of sense if they just got rid of Jordan Poole and they take Trey Johnson.
Ooh, I really like this question. This is from my boy Seth. Thanks for joining the stream, brother. All right. He said, y'all think the Spurs drafting Harper signals that they'll move on from Fox. Now, believe it or not, I saw something about this today. Somebody said if they had known that they were going to get Harper at 2, they wouldn't have traded for Fox. So I'll let you go. I'll let you go on this one.
Do I think they're going to trade Fox? I feel like they gave Fox a max. So this isn't Fox coming from Sacramento without the max. This is Fox now having the max. So I feel like regardless, they have to go into the season. Let's see how the first 50-ish games go. Let's see at the trade deadline. Is it like, okay, cool, we got to move off Fox for some more depth or some more shooting? That would make the most sense to me. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with Harper coming off the bench for Fox. I mean, that's just adds to your depth, especially in a Western Conference that is as packed as it is. I love Harper though. I question his catch and shoot capability, which is why I think you got to trade Fox. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there's a way that those two can exist in the same backcourt?
Oh, 100%. I think Fox has shown he's a good enough catch and shoot shooter. My only question would be, I mean, the obvious thing is Fox caps Harper's growth. So eventually Fox has to move, and it just depends when that is. Because I don't know if
Yeah.
it's year 1. I don't know if it's year 2. But I think the quicker they could get Harper acclimated, the idea of having Harper, Castle, and Wemby on cost control deals for the next
Forgot
5-ish
Castle
years.
was there too. It's
I mean,
crowded.
it's crowded, and Castle, he's not the shooter that we would love him, but he's the athlete. And I think you could see Castle starting next to Fox easier than Harper starting next to Fox right now, and that's just because he hasn't played the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think if they did coexist in the same backcourt, you can make it work. But then Castle's there, so it kind of crowds things. I would say just kind of see what happens. I think De'Aaron Fox, I mean, like you guys gave up a little bit to get him, and De'Aaron Fox is a great player who I think is one of the best guards in the league. So I think they need to wait it out and see how it goes. I was live in San Antonio for a game this year. Dallas was on the road playing them, and when I watched De'Aaron play, I mean, like, dude can ball. I mean, he gets down the court he gets down the court in just a few steps. I mean, he's fast. I love his mid range. His ability to get to the cup is like no other. He's got a lot of great stuff to his game. So I would give it a few years, see how this year goes with that crowded backcourt, and kind of move from there. But yeah, Seth, thank you for the question. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, my brother.
Thank you, Seth.
Same thing with you. Same thing with everybody else. Leaves a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe to that channel, dudes. We're gonna be rolling all summer long.
Do you think? Okay, let's say they still. Do you think there was any world where they didn't take Harper though, knowing that they have Fox?
No, I don't. I think when you're at number 2 and Cooper Flag, Washington's about to make their selection.
Trey Johnson.
Yeah, bro, we said it. There it is. I'll quickly answer the Harper question. With as certain of a number 1 as Cooper Flag was, you got to look at the next best player, and I think Dylan Harper, there was a significant gap. So yeah. I think you had to take him. You had no choice.
Wow, look at us! We predicting the draft low key. Like,
come on,
we low key doing this thing.
Number 7, New Orleans. Let's think real quick.
I think they take Fears
after getting Poole.
I think they take Fears.
Really? I do not know.
They're kind of weird now because they could go.
Oh boy.
Are they a Derek Queen team? Not with Zion, right? Interesting.
What the heck? Dude, Cooper Flag jerseys are already available at the American Airlines Center. Dude, I should have gone. I would have got one. Yeah,
so
I'm gonna most definitely have to get my Cooper Flag gear as soon as possible. Dude, what is he wearing? What is he wearing? What in the world? Dude, what are you wearing, bro? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, going back to Trey Johnson, I think he could be. He was the 3rd best player in this draft, in my opinion, right behind Harper.
Yeah,
not right behind Harper. I think there's another tier. He reminds me of Devin Booker, Tyler Hero type vibe. He was just a dog, man. Going to Washington, who just traded Poole, being surrounded by these vets they have, I think it's a perfect situation for him.
Yeah.
They now have Bub Carrington. They have Koulibaly. So they got some guards. His upside is just crazy, man.
Yeah,
Insane.
It is. I agree. So you said this was going to be who here at 7? Oh, you said Fears.
I think Fears, but I don't know why. I think the Suns want to trade up. And I don't know if it will be with the Pelicans because the Suns want to win. And I could see a world where they're like, take this player.
Yeah. I'm shocked there hasn't been a trade yet.
I know. I mean, Malwalk could go to the Pelicans, but they got Messi last year.
Yeah, Ronnie seconds you on that one.
Oh, yeah, Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah, once again, Ronnie, if you want to join the stream, hit us up on Discord, brother. You know
So
where to
is
find
Malwalk? So as a Lakers fan, I want Malwalk. I want the Lakers to draft and get Malwalk. But
yeah, where do y'all pick?
we don't got pick. We would have to.
Oh, you want to trade in? Yeah, the
trade
same with
in.
Dallas.
So
I want Walter Clayton, man. I'm not gonna lie.
he not. Well, y'all got another pick?
No. We would have to trade back in to get it.
Oh, Walter Clayton. That would be. That's low key not a bad idea because
yeah, because
have a lot
you
of
could still
salary.
think about it. You could still sign D'Lo and bring Walter Clayton off the bench.
Right.
That'd be beautiful. We about to have a guest on the stream.
Why?
He said he sent us a message.
Oh, I ain't get no message.
Who
Who you think is the most slept on player in the draft? Levi said.
Okay.
The most slept on player. I mean, watching a lot of Cooper Flag growing up, when he was in high school, I think how you pronounce his last name? Liam McNeely, just a streaky shooter, and in a league that you just need shooting and a lot of versatility. Liam is your typical just three. He's not D. He's just your typical like Joe Harris, and I think there's always value in just shooting. Mm-hmm. And like if like I don't know where I have him mock going to San Antonio, but I don't. Who knows what might happen with Liam? I love Liam though. He's a shooter, like especially on a team like San Antonio, who has these downhill guards like Fox, Castle, and now Harper that put so much pressure on the rim. You got to kick it out here and there. So I think a slept-on player for me is probably Liam McNeely. Another sleeper for me is Jace Richardson. I just think he was in a bad Michigan offense. Like Michigan's known for their defense, but I think if you put him around NBA shooting, he's a go gadget for sure. So
yeah, the late rounds I think is when it's gonna be not the late rounds, like the late picks is when it's gonna get freaky. It's gonna there's gonna be a lot of movement there.
I'm still shocked though that we're this deep into the draft and Brooklyn has 18 billion picks in the first round.
Hey, our boy Bobby Marks is up there.
Our professor.
Shout out
Professor
prof.
Bobby.
Shout out to the prof.
Yeah, Bobby. This is interesting. I wonder what Pelicans do here. Man.
I don't know. I'm gonna say something crazy. I think just positionally, this fits them the best. This might sound wild, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is gonna sound wild. Derek Queen.
That's what I said. But I said the Zion thing's weird to me.
Yeah, it would be weird, but like, oh man, I don't know.
The Zion thing. But I'm with you, like that's interesting. Like Zion's hurt anyway. Why not draft a replacement? You know what I mean?
Yeah, at this point, why not?
I mean, no disrespect to Zion, but like,
yeah.
I mean, as soon as the draft order came about, one of my favorite things was like I could see Philly trading for the number 3 and like Herb Jones. Obviously, that didn't happen, but yeah, here we go.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
Beers.
Dang. Okay. Wow.
I'm on fire. I'm heating up, man.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say it again, but does Brooklyn keep this pick? Is this where we have our first trade?
I thought they would have traded by now, so I'm a little concerned. I thought they would have traded up. To try to get 3 because that makes sense. Like if they're like, hey, Philly, you want Cam Johnson and 8 for 3. Like that makes sense, but I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. I don't know what the Nets do. The Nets need everything. I mocked Malwalk going to the Nets because I as a Lakers fan, that means that they could trade Claxton. I also mocked that a trade that could happen where the Lakers get into the first with Brooklyn. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for this.
Yeah, like I said, late rounds, that's when I expect this thing to get weird.
But Fears is back to Fears though. He's just a dog, man. He don't even know what he is yet. He was just trying shit last year.
I think somebody said it on the NBA channel today. His handles are not like exact, but like on the Kyrie level. The way that he handles the rock.
Oh, we got
there we go.
How we doing, guys?
What's going on, dude?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate the invite to come on.
Yeah,
absolutely, bro.
So, what's your thoughts on Fears going to the Pelicans?
I wouldn't say it's unexpected, but I thought that he was kind of headed to Brooklyn with the next pick. That's where I thought he was slotted in. I like Fears quite a bit. I'm actually OU fan. So I got to watch him quite a bit over the past year and really think his biggest thing is just his ball handling. He can get to any spot on the floor, which, at the NBA, that's half the game. If you can get to your spots, set other guys up, I think he's got potential to be a steal at 7.
Yeah, 100%. He had such an interesting freshman year because he came in, people projected him probably like 4 or 5, and he kind of had a slippage because he wasn't that good. But people forget how young he is. Like he's a kid, he's a baby. Like
he reclassed just like Coop.
Yeah, like these are kids, man. Like the fact that you're going to war in college basketball, like these are just kids. Like it does not get talked about enough how hard it is to produce at such a young age. That's awesome.
Dude, the internet's exploding at Flag going back to his high school number, man. I like it.
They don't like it?
No, I said I like it.
But do they like it? Like, what are they exploding about? Like they like it or they don't like it?
No, they like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Should be good, man.
Yeah, here we go. We got 8 Brooklyn. This is my Malwalk. This is where I mocked it too. So we'll see. What's your guys' thoughts on what Brooklyn needs, especially with them having 5 first?
Well, they need a little bit of everything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%.
They are just they gave away everything for a boatload of picks. They kind of went the OKC route when they got rid of. How many firsts was it for KD? I can't remember the exact number. 4, and then Kyrie was 2, I believe. Yeah, and then they Harden was a couple as well. So they have a boatload. And then not to mention all the ones that they've acquired for this draft alone. Oh, and the Bridges, they got 5 for Bridges. So, I don't know if this is true or not, but I just got this on my phone. Ace Bailey did not want to go to Utah, but they drafted him anyway.
Yeah, don't test Danny Ainge. He's a motherfucker. Yeah, he's a motherfucker, man. Let's see. Brooklyn, I don't know what they do here because as much as I want them to take Malwalk, like they have Claxton. He's young enough. You could still kind of be poop still and still build around,
Yeah, I think with Brooklyn, like they're not looking to be good anytime soon.
Right.
So if they don't get an offer for Claxton that like gets them significant draft capital back, I don't know why they wouldn't hang on to him.
Right.
I don't know. For Brooklyn, I kind of like CMB. Like they don't really have anyone in that forward range that could play next to Claxton. I know the spacing probably wouldn't be great, but he just seems like a guy who like they could really lock in like on a defensive identity. You're going to need the help behind Cam Johnson. And,
right.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I don't hate that. I got him going to Toronto right after this, so I love that.
Yeah, I think
the trades, man.
Right.
I want trades.
That's a lot of movement.
Yeah, there will be trades. If there's not a single trade in this first round, I would be beyond shocked.
I'd be
Yeah,
astonished.
it'd be history. First time Brooklyn makes 5 picks, or any
my
team makes
God.
5 picks in the draft.
I
The
don't
summer
think
league roster, they can do a starting 5. God.
financially, like that would be a headache, right? To sign 5 first-round picks.
I mean, if they have the room for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the only team in the league that really has.
I can see Brooklyn just being. I can see them just taking a guard too. That kid from BYU, a lot of people like that. So I can see them going that route too, just being different. You know what I mean? They don't have a guard. They could they have Cam Thomas, right? But they don't have like a facilitating, like get everyone involved type of guy. So
yeah, I could see them taking Yegor. I kind of selfishly, just because of like the way I like the fit, I kind of had him going later, right after the lottery to Minnesota.
Ooh.
I like him quite a bit there. They can kind of cover up some of his weaknesses, and they need someone who can kind of distribute the ball behind Mike Conley. I don't know if Dillingham is, going to be a pure point. I think we all know he's a bit more of a scorer.
Right.
I like them in there quite a bit. I don't know if he'll make it that far, but that's one that I've kind of had my eye on.
That's nice. I like that.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Brooklyn at number 8.
Oh.
Wow. He went early.
So,
oh boy.
Was he supposed to? Where did I have him mocked to?
I see your question, Seth. We will answer that in a second because that's a bit of a loaded one.
Where did I have him mocked to?
Wow. Yeah.
I had him mocked to Memphis.
See, here's the thing with him. Real Madrid at 15 years old, that tells me a lot about him.
Yeah.
If you played overseas at such a young age, like, these cats can play.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can quickly answer this question. We could do a whole podcast on this one. But Seth with another question asked, how likely do y'all think a Giannis trade is before the start of the season? Anybody want to take that?
I mean, personally, I thought it was probably more likely not to happen, or more likely to happen before all the injuries happened. The Tatums, the Dames, the Halliburtons. Now you're Giannis, you're like, listen, I'm the best player in the Eastern Conference. There's not a juggernaut best team. There's the top. What's Cleveland? We don't know what Cleveland is. Like, if I'm Giannis, I'm kind of like, I'll figure out what they could put around me first and then go from there. Because that's another thing. As much as I love Giannis, Milwaukee was built awfully last year. Like, they should have gotten swept to Indiana. And to be honest, I think the Magic would have put them out if they would have played. So how close are they to where they want to be? You know what I mean? He got to ask himself that.
Yeah. Ronnie, you want to take a swing at that one?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. I think anything that they were going to get back for Giannis would have included draft capital in this draft, and they would have wanted to, make that selection. I think that basically Milwaukee's not going to proactively trade him. He's going to have to say, like, I want out and I want to go here. And if that hasn't happened, then they really have no incentive to seek out a trade. He still has a couple years left on his deal. It's not like, they're going to lose him in free agency or anything. So I think if it was going to happen, it probably would have.
Yeah, I do think if it were to happen, he would have to stay in the East. I think if he wants to go anywhere, he needs to go to the East. Going to the West would just be a mistake. I think any team he joined in the East, he would make them an instantaneous contender. I like the idea of him going to Toronto. I thought that would have been interesting because I'm going to be real. Milwaukee's roster, minus Giannis, I mean, you could put them down there with those bottom-feeding Milwaukee teams.
Not great.
Yeah, so like if you went to a team like Toronto that had pieces like a Scotty Barnes and a RJ Barrett, Grady Dick, like people like that, you could instantaneously become a contender. So if it was to happen, that would be your best option, would be to stay in the East. But like y'all said, I don't think it's going to. Giannis is a very loyal person. I think he's loyal to Milwaukee. But I wouldn't rule out a move at some point in his career. I just don't think now is the time. But
I wish he
another great
requested
question.
the trade.
Huh?
I wish he requested the trade because that'd be more
Yeah,
fun.
like made a formal request.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the question, Seth.
So what's Toronto do here, y'all? Like,
They
think
also have
it's-
BI. They have Brandon Ingram.
Yeah. I kind of think Toronto goes Malawach now that he's here. I think they
100%.
were hoping he got this far.
yeah.
I don't think they're married to Pirtle long term, and that's kind of the hole in their roster construct. I don't think that they were sure he was going to fall this far, but now that he has, I think that's probably what they end up doing.
100%. And Masai Ujiri loves the African NBA Africa. This kid is literally a prototypical story of it. I'll be shocked if he passes on Malawach, to be honest with you.
Whew, interesting here. They're taking down the clock.
Got to wonder if they're getting some trade offers, have someone come up.
Dang,
we got a long draft. I ain't gonna lie.
we do. Okay. Waiting on number 9 right now. Then we'll keep rolling. We're getting some good comments so far. Hopefully more people will leave comments, give some input. Yeah, you could go. You could go with the Duke center right here. That would be the third guy. The third Duke Blue Devil will be taken off the board here.
They're kind of an interesting team too, though. Like, what are they doing? Like, what is Toronto building? Like, I love BI, the basketball player. I don't like BI, the player to win basketball games. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see, like, he's a mid-range specialist. He's an injury-prone guy at this point. They gave him an extension without him stepping on the court. I don't know what Toronto's doing.
Yeah, they have a lot of pieces. It's just how do they work together? But I think they're another team there where like they're not ready to compete, so they have some time to figure some of this out.
Right.
I think that they're going to be someone who, if at the deadline or next summer, Giannis decides he's a little bit closer, they will look to cash in. But I think they're just kind of accumulating assets, contracts, stuff like that, so that when they do see an opportunity, they can kind of make a move and go from there.
Yeah, 100%. Ronnie, are you a salary cap major?
I am, right? Yeah.
Okay, cool. I try to remember, but there's so many people in it.
Are you excited for SBC?
I am, man. I'm really excited to get down there. Just do some of this, man, talking ball and get to know people and just kind of talk it out and learn. That's really what it's about. I'm so excited to get down there and just kind of learn what's going on.
Right.
Be close to the game.
Yeah. What do you like? What are you looking for career-wise within the game?
Yeah, man. Honestly, that's a great question. I think that pretty much any opportunity that presented itself, I would, heavily consider, just because love basketball so much. And if there's a way that I could make a career out of that and work in something that's tangential to it, I would definitely do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Pick us in.
Oh, there we go.
What? I mean, it's not like what, because that's where I mocked them to, but that's because I thought Malawach wasn't going to be there.
Whoa!
So Malawach's sliding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope he's there at 12.
You a Bulls fan?
Yeah, I'm from the Chicago area. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That'd
Yeah.
be
Okay,
sick for
man.
y'all.
That would, man. I am very ready to not have to root for a team that employs Nikola Vucevic.
Well, you
Like,
know what's
no
so funny?
disrespect, but
It's so funny. I'm a Lakers fan, but when
Okay.
Mark Williams was coming out, I
yeah,
wanted him to go to the Bulls because I was like, "Oh, Mark would be sick next to
Yeah.
Levine and
yeah,
DeRozan and Caruso." But
yeah.
it
They've
just
been
they
missing athleticism at that 5 spot for
yep,
quite a while.
and they had it with the Wendell, and then
Yeah,
they traded him.
and Gafford. I mean, Gafford was their
Oh, they
backup.
did have
Yeah,
Gafford.
it
Oh!
was. I was shocked. I was telling all my
Ah,
buddies, like, "What are
I
we
love my
doing?
boy Dan-
What
I
are we
love-
doing with that?"
That
But-
was crazy. And
Yeah.
then didn't they
Prince
trade
too.
Gafford to Washington, right?
Yeah, he spent a
Yeah.
couple years over there.
With Westbrook. That was
Mhm.
Westbrook's little lob buddy. I remember now.
Yeah, it's funny. I before I went to Texas A&M, I used to watch a lot of Arkansas basketball. Back when Daniel Gafford was there, so
Yeah.
I remember Daniel Gafford. And when he got drafted to Chicago, I was like, "Hey, I know this guy." And then when he went to Washington, then when we went to Dallas, I'm like, "Hey, Daniel Gafford's on my team now." So I was like, "Yeah, I've been following his career along pretty closely." I'm trying to remember some other guys that were there around the same time. I did watch a little bit of Arkansas Jalen Williams from OKC.
Yeah.
A lot of him.
Right before
Uh,
Gafford was Bobby Portis. He was there.
Yes,
Mm.
Moses Moody.
And Moses, yeah.
Watched a lot of Moses Moody. He has turned himself into a really nice player. Won a championship in his rookie season, I believe. Yeah, a lot of great guys to come out of there. But yeah, Daniel Gafford in Chicago. I remember that. How do you feel about like the trajectory of that franchise right now?
It's a little bit complicated. I like Giddy. I was one that obviously you hate to see Caruso go. We loved him here. But I understood the decision. We weren't close to competing, and Caruso is a more valuable to a competing team than he was to us at that point.
Right.
And so loved Giddy. He honestly outperformed my expectations in his one season here so far. So I
Yeah.
definitely think that they're going to be looking to lock him up long term. Love Kobe White. I think that his contract situation, him and Io, they're both on kind of what you would consider bargain contracts for the team. And based on the extension rules, it's going to be hard to give them fair contracts that they would want to sign going forward. So there's a situation where they're probably going to end up being free agents. And I think that they might look to trade one of those guys before it gets there. So Kobe White's kind of someone I don't want them to trade, but think that he could be on the move. If not this offseason, maybe at the deadline to someone who's looking to make a push.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's those three guys. And then Modest had a great rookie season. Expect him to really come along in year 2, working on his body, get stronger. They have a couple of good building blocks, but a big would definitely help. That's kind of what I'm hoping they go with in this draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be. So Phoenix is up. It was supposed to be Houston's pick. So does Phoenix go for Malwa? Because, I mean, they don't
They need
believe
a
Nick
center.
Richards is
Yeah.
the starting guy. So
I think that Phoenix is going to take Walter Clayton because they need a guard, right?
that's too early.
I actually have a guard mocked them, but I think it would be Yakuchonis. I think
Yeah.
that he's a good fit there. He can play on the ball, and when Booker wants to play with the ball, Yakuchonis is a fine spot up player. The defense next to Book worries me a little bit, but they have Ryan Dunn there too.
Yeah.
I do think
Dude.
that big is probably a more glaring weakness for them, though.
If Phoenix drafts a guard, I just don't know. Like I will not understand what their plan is. How many guards do they have on the lineup right now, or at least twos? They've got a lot of twos.
They
They
have
do, yeah.
Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Dylan Brooks, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Ryan
Yeah.
Dunn.
A few of those guys are threes, but yeah, they can play the
Threes.
two as well.
Tyus Jones
Tyus
is a free
isn't-
agent, right?
Tyus isn't back either,
Yeah.
so.
I wonder. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense they take the big here.
Yeah. pick is in, but reminder to those watching, Houston's name is on the pick, but this pick will be going to Phoenix
Yeah.
as part of the Kevin Durant trade that was made on Sunday.
You
Got
know,
4 people in here right now. Give a shout out, leave a comment, like, subscribe to the channel so we can get as many followers as possible to bring you the best content we can. And we'll keep rolling here for the evening. To everybody who's watching, glad that y'all are here.
I'll be shocked if they don't take Malwat. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think Malwat would be here still. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be shocked if they don't take him.
I thought that Toronto was his floor. I thought there was no way he
Me
was making it past
too.
Toronto.
Me too. I thought for sure that was his floor.
Yeah.
Come on, we need a trade. Come on, man.
All right, we got a comment from Kareem Rowe. Shout out, Ja. He got that analyst voice.
Thank you, Kareem. I appreciate you, my boy. That's my dog right there.
Love that.
That's my brother. Oh, we got a trade.
We got a trade. What happened? What happened? What happened?
We got 2 Duke centers going to the Phoenix Suns tonight. Phoenix trade for Mark Williams, and they draft Malwat.
Oh, put that up there. Oh,
They
Mark
draft
Williams to the
Malwat.
Suns is crazy.
Oh, and they draft
Oh,
Duke centers. Just give them all the Duke centers.
shoot, bro. Better pass that physical this time. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we were
that's-
talking about it. Center's a position of need. They just filled it. Back
They
up
didn't-
and
they didn't
started.
give-
Back to back.
Mhm.
Wait, so who they drafting here?
Malwat.
Okay, there's your depth. You're good now.
Yeah, they got their center.
Okay, Mark Williams to the Suns for the 29th pick. So Charlotte's going to get a late pick, and they're going to get a 2029 first. That is a beautiful trade for that value.
Well, what was the Laker one? It was Dalton.
That
Knecht,
was
a
one
first
first,
and a pick swap.
one first, Dalton, and a pick swap. There was one
Yeah.
more player in there.
Oh well,
I
Cam
believe.
Reddish, but that was just salary.
Yeah, I like this better for them because they're gonna get another pick in tonight's draft, and they're gonna get a future first. I think that'll be good. And for Phoenix, I mean, that's a great trade. I've got to be honest. That's a really good trade.
I mean, they were so concerned about their center debt, and like Ronnie said, that's it. They're good now.
Wow, nuts, bro. That's nuts. Oh my gosh. W. Shams for putting that out there, man. W. Shams. All right, if you're just joining, our first trade of the night, Charlotte is trading Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns for the number 29 pick at tonight's draft and a future 2029 first-round pick per Shams Charania. Man, that's crazy.
So they for sure start Mark, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because who is is Ryan Dunn? What position is Ryan Dunn?
He is swing. He is swing 3 and D, or more D than 3. But
They got Iguodaro, who they drafted last year, but he's more of like a 4 or 5, small ball 5. But
Wow.
that's crazy. I'm kind of jealous as a Lakers fan right now. They just got
Yeah,
two
I'm not gonna
centers
lie,
and
because
we
that
don't have-
trade would have been nice for y'all.
like I thought the trade when we did it, it was an overpay, and
Uh-huh.
like the health thing is a little concerning. But the fact that I see 2 guys going to Phoenix is like, damn, like that kind of hurts.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's a great deal.
He's a dog, man.
Yeah, he is. He's good, man.
I feel like Charlotte didn't get much back on that. Like a future first, you don't really know where it's going to fall, and then very end of the first this year.
I think that trade
Yeah.
resending hurt that value, man.
I think
Yeah.
it depends on what they use it on, honestly. If there's still an impact player available at 29, I think it works. they've got to be targeting something then. Just thinking about how that would work. Wow, bro. That was exhilarating.
That was a lot.
Okay, so this is what Shams just said. The 2029 first rounder is least favorable of Cleveland, Utah, and Minnesota. 1 through 5 protected. Size was a problem for the Suns last season, and they addressed it in a big way with Williams and then drafting Kaman.
Wow.
And then the Hornets get 2 firsts.
Yeah, I mean, I love the trade for Charlotte. Not as much as I love it for Phoenix.
Yeah,
but
Phoenix,
I don't know what Phoenix
you know.
is though. Still, like it's just the Western Conference. I just don't know what Phoenix is.
Yeah, Phoenix is they're not in a position to compete. That doesn't really help them compete. That helps them bottom feed. And I think that turned them from a bottom team in the West to maybe a play-in team. Possibly.
Just
because
because so much size.
Yeah, because now you got size at number 10 and you got size in the trade market. So now I think they're a play-in team. Maybe they could shock some people if they figure out what the heck they're doing at the guard position, but not bad. Not bad.
I know they have a ton of guards. I still would like them to take like an actual point guard later in the draft. And I thought that they were going to use that one at the end of the first round. It's a little early for Ryan Nembhard, but I liked his fit there.
Mm-hmm.
The 5'10" Ryan Nembhard?
Yeah, him. The one that can pass the ball.
Yeah.
No, he's
amazing.
He's a fun player.
He's fun.
It's just that size. You never know what
the size killed him, man. Yeah. The size killed him. Coming out of high school, I think he was projected first round, right?
I mean, he was part of that Montverde team.
Yeah.
Those guys. So yeah.
He's crying right now.
Those are his family members.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, is that like a player sitting down?
So who we got now? Portland's on the board? Oh.
Yeah, who knows what Portland wants?
I picked them doing the French kid.
Essengay?
Yeah, Essengay, is that how you say it? Yeah.
I've heard it Essengay or Essengay. Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. I like him or Carter Bryant for Portland. I don't really know which one they're going to go with. I actually had Essengay going to the Raptors. I thought that they were going to be in on him, but
I just wonder, like, what's up with, like, where do I have Cedric Coward going to? Oh, I got him going to OKC.
I could totally see that. Just like a steal of a draft pick in the middle of the first round.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the first time in history that an entire Duke starting 5 might go in the first round? Because like they just showed like
no, well, not that year they had Zion, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish.
Where'd the bigs go? Did they go?
I don't think they had a center that year.
Huh.
Like I think Zion was the center because I remember they started Trey Jones, RJ, Zion, Cam, and then I think they the center wasn't going to be an NBA player.
I think they go maybe a Carter Bryant here, possibly.
What needs do they need?
Well, they've got guards. They've got Scoot. They've got Drew Holiday.
They need a star.
It's traded. You see it? It got traded. I didn't get no notification.
Oh, to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies move up.
Well, they're announcing that. What happened? I think this might have been a previous thing. Or was it? No, it couldn't have been. Was this a part of the... Oh, the Portland Trailblazers are trading Cedric Howard at number 11 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Cedric Howard.
Oh, that's the guy we just talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah, so,
to Memphis?
Yeah, I like him in Memphis.
This pick's going to Memphis.
Interesting. After getting Cole Anthony and Scottie Pippen Jr., losing Bane.
Boys, I'm not going to lie. If If Dallas hops back in the draft and grabs Walter Clayton, I don't think I'm going to be able to contain
You're gonna
my
lose it.
excitement. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since Walter Clayton had his championship run, I was just thinking to myself, and this was after Kyrie had the ACL injury, I was like, man, that'd be perfect. Oh my gosh, that'd be perfect. This is their first selection out of WSU since Klay Thompson. Wow.
Damn.
That is crazy.
Man, Ronnie, thinking of it more, that's kind of fire.
Yeah, I like this fit quite a bit. I think like immediately he's going to come in and give them defense in between,
Exactly.
Ja and Triple J.
Yeah.
Long term, he's definitely
yeah.
got star potential. Like if his jump shot comes along well and he can play on the ball a little bit more. But yeah, I don't think they're going to ask him to do a ton right off the bat, and I think that's going to be helpful to him.
I just see him gaining like 25 pounds just being an NBA player too.
Got
like
a huge frame.
Yeah. I mean, I saw him. When did I see him? He came and played down here, UNR, and I seen him and his shoulder, like he's a skinny kid, but his shoulders were just massive. I'm like, this kid he's not even to his body yet.
That's why that post game is so effective for him, man. Just that extra couple inches he can get, just that wide shoulder base.
Yeah, and they lose Bane. I mean, this is a guy that could. This is a guy that could start.
Dude,
what?
They gave up the house.
Who?
They're sending number 16, a 2028 first round pick, and 2 seconds. 2 seconds to port. Yeah, for Cedric, for this kid. Wow.
Must really believe in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault, John. I interrupted. I was just like, what the heck?
You good. That's but I like they finally get some length. Like when they were running Marcus Smart, Bane, and Ja, this just never made any sense to me. Yeah. Now that this guy is a startable guy you could just have next to Ja. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, I was pissed when he came out when he decommitted from Duke.
Blue Devils fan?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'ma love me some Duke, man. Look at Monica McNutt the same side. What the hell? Wait, so what pick does Portland have now? I'm sorry, 16.
Yeah, it's gonna be 16. And they got more for moving back, so that's pretty good.
And they're still gonna be able to find someone at 16 that works with what they already have.
Right.
Seth Roman said Cedric Howard looks way too much like Mo Bamba.
Oh God. Yeah, he is a 3-and-D wing. I mean, I heard him comp to like maybe Herb Jones, like coming out the draft process. I heard some people compare him to that. If he could make his shooting any better, it's the best fit around Ja Morant you could ask for.
I actually think he can dribble. Like he's got a little bit better on-ball juice than Herb does. Mm-hmm. Like Herb's great, attacking a closeout or in a catch-and-shoot situation. Right. I think Howard can work on the ball a little bit more.
And he could post up. That's not in Herb's game at all. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most impressive thing when I was watching this film. Like he wants to post you up and like kind of humiliate you.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Type thing. Like
he's like physicality for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, he's plays
hard. I think that's one of the things that jumps off when you watch him play. Like plays really hard, wants it like a dog.
Fits the Memphis, culture.
Yeah, the grit and grind. Yeah, old school.
So, how interesting.
Well, Chicago at number 12, my friend.
Yeah, nervous to be honest with you.
So, based on what we got left, what's your thoughts?
I have a guy that I want. I don't think it would be very popular, even like amongst the fan base. I want Berenjay, like really bad. Mm-hmm. Johan Berenjay, another center, really athletic. He's like super raw. I guess he's only been playing ball for like 3-4 years. And when I like watch him play defense, it's like, oh, this is exactly what we need. And then on offense, he's just a rim runner and a roll man. Just rolls really hard, dunks everything that he can. I think 12 might be a little early. In a perfect world, I'd like them to, try and trade back a couple spots, but
Right.
I really don't even think that's where they end up going. If I had to guess, I would say I know there was some links to Yakuchonis. I don't really think they need another guard, but I could see them doing it. And then I think they were also linked to Gay a little bit. So don't really know what to expect.
And it's out the
What about Sorber?
You know, Sorber was one of the guys that I first started watching, like in this class, like when I started, getting familiar with draft prospects. I really like Sorber. The thing is, like, I just wish he had more on tape because he got hurt in the middle of the season.
Exactly.
I think that as the year gone on, he would have like come along a little bit. His offense would have gotten a little bit better. And I really don't have any questions on defense. I think he's going to be able to produce, and his physicality will translate to the NBA, especially as he fills out his body. It's just the offense. I really don't trust his jump shot. I think he had a lot of bad misses on some of his mid-range and three-point shots that he attempted, like stuff where it's nothing but backboard, and that you never love to see that. But I think he does have good touch around the rim, and I think he's an underrated passer. So I would not hate that at all.
What's your thoughts on Essengay?
He scares me.
Okay.
In both in a good way and a bad way.
But I'm saying for the Bulls.
Oh, that would be one I wouldn't make that bet. Like, I would let someone else bet on him.
Right.
I'm
with you. I agree.
I can totally see it working out. You know, I see why people kind of fall in love with him, but it just scares me a little bit too much. And I just don't think the Bulls are in a spot where they can afford to tank another first round pick. So,
no, yeah, I'm with you 100%. I only asked because I had Essengay at 11, and now we're at pick 12. So I'm like,
we got another trade. Atlanta just traded pick 13 to New Orleans for the number 23 pick and an unprotected 2026 first round pick, most favorable of New Orleans and Milwaukee. So essentially, Atlanta moves back, New Orleans moves up. So they've got to have something in mind here. Is it Derek Queen?
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like this is my fault. I think I like manifested.
No. They it's kind of, there's been some buzz around it for a while. Okay. I hope the kid does good, man, because I understand why people like him. Like I said, he's, rangy, plays good defense, runs the floor really well. And forward is a position of need. He's a risk that I think I would have let someone else take, but you got to trust in your evaluation. And if they like him, then by all means take him.
Yeah. I think it's a good pick. These France boys are, even in the recent years, the development that they've had overseas with these players has been really solid. I think he's going to be a really good pick.
Hope so.
Yeah.
He could finally be your Patrick Williams replacement.
Yeah.
And I love me some Pat, don't get me wrong, but
I'm still like, I still got a little bit of a stock in Pat. There was a lot of talk kind of leading up to this, like, should they attach picks to like try and get off of him? I'm like, I don't think there's any need for that. Let him, play another year on that contract and see if he can kind of rehab some of his value, come along. Right. He's still really young, man.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Look at Shams.
Zion's replacement, baby.
Derek Queen to New Orleans at 13 is crazy.
I kind of like it.
They really, wow, bro.
I think it's so underrated to just find people that know how to play basketball. And like what we were talking about Derek Queen earlier, like he just knows how to win and like move off the ball. That's such an underrated thing. Like he's not your tween guy, but he's just a fun. The shooting kind of scares me a little bit for the long run, but I mean, I like it. I don't hate the pick. I like Derek Queen. I just think he knows how to play
Yeah.
basketball. You know what I mean?
Seth, to answer your question, I would say yes. I don't know for sure, but
I actually think
thinking
that.
about
I actually think San Antonio might be taking a look at Baron J. I've heard that
Really?
they like him quite a bit next to Wemby, but
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. But
They should get Carter Bryant. Get some wing depth in that
Right.
mug.
Yeah,
Right.
he's still on the board. You could go. I mean, if San Antonio wanted to take a big, you could take Thomas Sorber here. That might be the move. I think Carter Bryant would be a good fit. Derek Queen's off the board now, so you can't go there. But
Queen would have been fun.
Queen and San
Yeah,
Antonio
Queen
would have been
great.
But
Yeah.
yeah, New Orleans is taking him at number 13 according to Shams. So
I kind of The Pelicans are just so interesting. Like even last year when they traded for DeJounte Murray, I was like, are you gonna start DeJounte, CJ, BI, Zion, and just go no center? Like, but
yeah, you could. Zion, look, the thing with Zion is he just has to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, they can play him at so many positions. I mean, he can impact the game in so many different ways. You could throw him at the 5 and have like a smaller ball lineup at certain points in the game, or you could throw him at the 4 and pair him with a center and then roll that out and see what happens. But like they can't try out these lineups because he's never on the floor. So I would say, yeah, this is good for them because if Zion gets hurt, they actually have someone back there that can hold down the fort. This also signals that they're not playing with the Zion stuff anymore.
yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, if you think about like their starting lineup, like they drafted Fears, expect him to. Well, I mean DeJounte Murray,
Or Poole. They just traded for
yeah. You're right. They do have Poole. I mean, they have a lot of pieces that like you like in a vacuum. I don't know. They're a strange team. Like, you can kind of see the vision. They want to play fast. They want to, but it's going to be tough in the West.
I'm with you. Like, I feel like I like all their players. I just don't like them all on the same team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
agree.
Like that's the best way I could like describe it. Like they have so much talent, but they just need fit. I just don't think a lot of them fit. I think Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, beautiful, right? But then you have the Jordan Poole, the DeJounte Murrays. Fears. Queen.
Fears and Queen. You throw that with Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, like you got something. Like I see how that all works out together, especially if you have Zion playing the foot. That I could see that.
Do you guys think that they would potentially want to roll out a Poole and Fears backcourt with this, or do you think that's a big no?
Not
I think that's
to start.
really tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really tough, specifically on defense. And I think at this point in his career, Fears, he's not going to give you a ton off the ball. Like he's fine off the catch and shoot, but I think that part of his game is going to come along like as he gets more experience in a couple of years in the league. I think his primary value is playing on the ball and playing as a distributor.
Go get a
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very interesting. At least we got the trades to warm up. We've already got 3 so far. So
what an interesting draft so far. I'll say.
Here's what's funny. Brooklyn still has 4 picks, and there's no way they're keeping all of them. So this could get really dicey in the late 20s.
Yeah. One of my favorite. Well, the Pelicans just became one of my favorite summer league teams now with Fears.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's hella fun.
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch definitely Charlotte and Washington as well. I'm interested to see what Charlotte picks at 29.
Damn, they're now picking Derek Queen? Oh,
yeah,
my God.
Shams went early, man.
We better be done here in a minute. We only got like another hour or so, right?
It's 30 picks. We're 15 will be halfway through. So I'm assuming probably like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll see. Once again, if you're in the stream, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe for the channel. Leave a comment, whatever you're feeling. We're just chilling in here, talking the draft, talking hoops. Same old, same old. He played at Montevideo with Coop.
Right. That team was disgusting.
Yeah,
I did
those
not know he.
two,
I did not know he played with Coop. That's
They had
Newell,
Liam
McNeely.
McNeely. Yep. Yeah, that team was disgusting.
I like what New Orleans did here. I think that him and Fears work together really well. That is going to be a fun team to watch on at Summer League.
100%.
Thank the Lord Almighty, OKC didn't get him at 15, dude.
I was just waiting on that, and then he goes and plays next to Chet and is like an immediate stud. And
I kept seeing that on the mock draft, and I got chills down my spine. I was like, please no, because as of right now,
no, go ahead.
Like as of right now, there are a few teams in the West next year that have enough bigs to be able to challenge a team like OKC. So, I mean, if they had added another one, I would have been like, oh boy.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Joe?
No, I was just gonna say it's just so interesting. Like the Pelicans, like I still think they're gonna suck. I don't think this changes anything for me.
What if Zion is healthy?
I don't care if he's healthy or not.
I do a little bit.
Really? I mean, I care if he's healthy to trade.
No, I think that. Well, yeah, I guess it depends like what their objective is. If you want to keep a healthy Zion, like healthy Zion, he changes your entire team on both sides of the ball. It's like an immediate 24, 9 and 4. I don't know. He's incredible.
Yeah.
They just kind of have to make a decision whether they're going to keep him or like, are they going to break up or not? You know, it's one of those.
If he goes down with another month-to-month injury, I think it's time to just let it go. But if he can prove that he can stay healthy, you have no choice but to keep him because when he is healthy and on the floor, he's one of the best players in basketball. I mean,
exactly. And whatever you get back, you're not getting equal value. Like you're getting,
no, you're not.
You know,
because it's going to be a discount. It's going to be a discount because teams are going to be scared to take on, you know, his services because he's unhealthy.
The good thing about him though is he has the clauses in his contract where his money's not guaranteed.
Right.
So that's one thing that does kind of save like the value a little bit. Like teams, you know, if a team trades for him and he just, you know, it doesn't work out, they're not going to. Obviously, it's never going to get to that point. You know, no team's going to just straight up waive him, and because there's always going to be another team that is ready to give him another shot. But it's just like, how much are you going to get back?
Yeah,
very true.
He's a dog for sure. He's Zion. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why I think it's kind of interesting. Like, I wonder if a team is like, "Oh, we're a Zion piece away." You know what I mean? And because if it doesn't work out, like, it's not guaranteed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite. Well, next subject, but my favorite thing right now is I really want Carter Bryant to go to the Spurs. I really want Carter Bryant to go to the Spurs. So,
holy smokes, that would be.
I think that's an A+ draft for the Spurs.
This is a really talented group of young kids, man.
I think the measurements of Carter Bryant kind of hurt his stock. He was supposed to be 6'8", and now he's only 6'6". Hurt him, but
all right, let's see. Here it is. There it is. Wow.
San Antonio's good, man. That's they young.
I mean, if
San Antonio's coming, and there's nothing else we can do about it.
If he hits, he's the perfect piece to go in between those guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Seth, what are your thoughts on that one? If you're listening,
I love that. I just love that for San Antonio. God, because now
the Long Beach product.
Now he could learn under Barnes. They still have Keldon Johnson. So they're just the deep roster, folks. That's just a deep roster.
Yeah, man. They're good Lord, man. That is going to be something.
That is a deep roster.
I'm kind of surprised he fell that far. I figured he would have been gone by then.
Yeah. There goes San Antonio. Bro, they got let's go down the roster. They got Fox. They got Castle. They got Vassell, Keldon Johnson. They got Barnes, Wemby. They got Harper, Bryant now, Sohan. They need some shooting. God damn, they need some shooting.
Yeah.
Bryant helped with that though. I think he's going to be an above average to good 3-point shooter.
Well, and when I watched them, when he started dribbling, that's when I got scared.
Yeah,
with him, right? This team, they got Fox, Castle, and Harper, and Wemby for that matter. I mean,
they'll be able to create easy shots for him.
Exactly. What a perfect pick. And he's a good kid too. I heard a lot of off the court stuff with him. Like he's just a down to earth kid, just hella funny, nice. All he wants to do is play basketball.
Those are the best kind.
That's a
OKC.
What do you think? What do you think the Spurs are like just on draft night going into next season? Playoff team? Play-in team at least, right? At least
I think you're probably looking at a 7-8 Spurs team. Something like that. They could maybe jump to a 6 and sneak in.
How many games does Wemby play?
That's a good question. How many games does Adam Silver want him to play so they don't tank and get the second pick again?
Because realistically, if you look at their starting lineup, they're established. They can go out there and win games. They have no excuse to be a bottom-feeding West team. No excuse. I do think, obviously, you have to consider how good the West is going to be. That's why I'm saying you're probably looking at a play-in scenario for them. And I think they need to be okay with that because they're only going to continue to get better. Their goal just needs to be to get involved in the playoff race, period. I don't care if that is as a 10 seed or a 7 seed. They need to get into that play-in tournament and make some noise. I think that's my expectation for them. The only way they sneak into the top 6 is if Wemby is healthy and he is playing like a top 3 player in the NBA. That I think is the only scenario in which they get into the top 6. Wemby has to be like, I wouldn't say MVP conversation, but like we got to know that
outside of that.
Yeah, right outside of that.
Which isn't out of the realm of possibility, to be honest.
Right.
There is an avenue where that happens.
Absolutely.
Well, I thought going into last season too, he was a top 10 player. I just thought he would have taken the leap. He was almost there and then had the blood clot issue. So
yeah, when San Antonio traded for Fox, they really started to win games, and then when his announcement came out that he was going to miss the rest of the season, that was it. So very interesting.
They could unleash a lineup with Fox, Castle, Wemby,
Vassell, and Bryant. That's probably your best. Like if Bryant is good.
If Bryant is what we all think he will be.
And then you have Dylan Harper coming off your bench as your 6th man.
And Sohan, you got that like little bruiser, agitator guy. Keldon Johnson, who's just solid. I mean, he made a USA team like in 2020. Like, oh god, I wonder if OKC trades out, or if they keep it.
They wanted to trade up at first.
Trade up in the draft.
Yeah, they wanted to. Yeah.
Oh.
They wanted to jump into the lottery, but I hate that they just won the title a couple days ago and they've got the 15th overall pick. Man, come on now.
Well, be thankful that Philly didn't get the 7th pick because then they would have the 7th pick.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when I was too focused on other things during the lottery, but I mean, looking at that situation, I was like, bro, please Philly, just please get the pick because that would have been. Imagine that, bro. Like they would have had a lottery pick after winning the championship.
Yeah.
All right. We got any more trade noise here? Anything?
I wonder if they get a backup big though. Because I love Jay Will or whatever he's called.
But yeah, he's good, but he's not developing fast enough for what they need. I think that'd be a wise move. And also Jalen Williams was a late second round pick. So the fact that he's even contributed to this level thus far says a lot about him. But I think if you want to go big, Thomas Sorber from Georgetown is right there.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it. Sorber, right?
Yeah, Sorber.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. I think he's right there. I think if you're trying to go get a wing, maybe like a Rasheer Fleming or maybe Clifford from Colorado State, possibly. I don't know. Those are some
I'm
names.
kind of with you. The OKC, they don't. This just seems like Sorber's probably
Yeah.
the best guess here.
Mhm.
I kind of like it for them because if you look at their salary cap going to the future, like Isaiah Hartenstein becomes the like most biggest like human trade exception kind of thing. So if you could get off him and you just have this young big to go along with the Thunder, I mean that's amazing.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just waiting until we get to those late 20s, man, because that's when Brooklyn's got their 4 first rounders, and I'm like, ain't no way Brooklyn's not gonna make a trade. There's no way.
I thought Boston would have done something. They were just
Yeah.
in like talk so much. I just thought they would have
Dude,
done something by now.
What if they trade Jaylen Brown, man? Like, what if they just say, like, look, we want cap space the following summer when Tatum comes back, and we're just gonna rebuild the whole team? What if they did that, man?
But to what team though? 'Cause I think there's only like
Brett
2 teams that
Siegel-
could trade for Jaylen Brown.
Brett Siegel earlier today said Utah has been like fiending for
Hell
Jaylen Brown.
no.
That would be nuts.
For who? Like marketing, Kessler.
Probably just a boatload of draft capital, I guess, because Utah's got all those picks from the Gobert. Okay, here we go. I'm guessing this is going to be, yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Yep. That is, oh my gosh, you just went to a championship team, bro. Imagine being the 15th pick and being like, oh, I just went to the team that won the title 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Especially, I mean, Jalen Williams was awesome against Jokic. And, well, not awesome, but he was, like, usable against Jokic, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
Now
they've got 50 games.
They've got more. Wow. Oh, man. You love to see the emotion. Bro's so young. He's got braces on, man.
He should have got a haircut or brush.
This bro knows he's fixing to go get a ring, man.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
that's a good pick. I like that pick a lot.
No doubt.
Yeah, he fell in their lap.
I was gonna say if he doesn't hurt that foot in the season, there's no way he's still there at 15.
Right.
Yeah. No way. He's too good of a player.
Yeah. How high you think he would have gone?
I think he would have. There would have been conversations towards the end of the top 10. Like I think on defense, he's really well rounded. Understands like defensive reads really well. Is a good rim protector. He lacks a little bit in bounce from like what you would want like an elite rim protector to do, but he can drop. He can kind of show on pick and roll. You're really not going to use him to hedge. I wouldn't think a lot. His foot speed isn't that great, but it's serviceable. Yeah. And he's got a huge reach. He's solidly built, can probably carry a little bit more weight. So it's really your evaluation of him is kind of what you think his offense is going to be.
Yeah.
And there's enough connective passing, and I think he's got touch around the rim, can finish with like either hand, but he's fun.
Then he just goes to, one of the best player developmental places you could go to, and he has all that raw talent. That's amazing. He's 263.
He's solid, man.
Damn. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. That's solid. That is solid.
Okay, so Memphis is on the clock now. They traded that. No, this is going to Portland.
So this is Portland's pick.
Yeah, this is Portland's pick. Okay. Kasparis hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm butchering these pronunciations.
Who's that?
Kasparis.
Oh. Yeah, I have no idea. Don't ask me.
Yeah, the Fleming's still on the board. Walter Clayton, I feel like, is coming off the board pretty soon. I feel like.
Miami.
Don't say it, bro. I'm gonna get so sad.
Miami.
Hey, there's my boy Coop. Cooper.
I think for Portland, I would kind of like Neat Clifford here. I feel like
Mm.
he could kind of fit. I think it's Portland is really wanting to make a playoff push this season, for better or for worse. I think they
Amen.
I don't know if it's what's in the best interest of their organization, but I think that it's what they're pushing for.
Right.
And Clifford's supposed to be one of the most like NBA ready prospects, a guy who can
Mhm.
kind of do a little bit of everything and is just solid. And
Yeah,
but
I like Clifford. Yeah, Clifford makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
trying to
I'm gonna
think through their
go
roster.
with Ronnie on this one. I like Clifford.
Who's their backup PG?
Memphis, they've got Scottie Pippen Jr.
Wait, no, Portland.
Well, I
Portland.
mean, they got Drew and
Oh, it's
Scoot.
Portland.
Drew and Scoot.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
just got rid of Anthony.
I'm just trying to think of maybe Walter might be,
Oh gosh.
or maybe that's too soon. I don't know. I feel like they need shooting.
I think
Is it
you
too
could go
early for
Jace. You
Neely?
could go Jace Richardson here as
Ooh,
well.
they could go Liam here. That's not a bad idea. Just get the. I kind of like that.
I feel like it's a little early for him. Like if you were going to do that, I would try to trade down again, but
Again.
you kind of risk like not getting your guy.
Right.
Neiman Neely would be nice.
I just feel like they have really good depth at guard and center. You know what they're going to do there, and then you can never have enough wings.
In the
Just
league,
different
yeah.
combinations of guys to play with.
Do you think? What do you think they do? You think they keep Thibault, Ayton, and Grant going into next year, or what's your thoughts on?
I think they keep Ayton.
Okay.
I don't think that they would get offered enough back to justify trading him. And I
Mhm.
think he started to play better towards the second half of that season. I don't think that they are as impressed by Klingon as they like were hoping, especially on
Yeah.
offense. Like
Yeah.
he's still providing rim protection, but I just think the offense is further away than they hoped
They
for.
thought, yeah.
So I think they're kind of not stuck with Ayton because they traded for him. They must have liked them well enough. But
Right.
and then as far as Thibault, I don't really know. I think there's a lot of overlap with him and Kamara. Like you have a wing stopper already. Thibault
Mhm.
doesn't provide you much on offense. I think I would try to find a guy who can play both ways a little bit.
Mhm.
So I could see him, moved, but I don't really know. For them, I think their biggest thing is a star. Like, is it going to be Avdia? Is it going to be Shaden Sharp? I would bet on Sharp. I love Sharp. He's one of my
He's good.
probably top
He's ascending.
5 or 6 like favorite players to watch in the league. Like
Mhm.
he's just explosive and so much fun.
Sharp's a dog.
I think I agree with what you said on Ayton. Jeremy Grant, I feel like he's been in trade talks every trade deadline, every free agency. I feel like at some point they're going to let Jeremy Grant loose. And Matisse Thybulle, he just picked up his option. He is a great defensive piece for a team that needs a wing that can go out there and clamp on the outside.
Lakers.
Yeah. So I think he could be a trade piece. Yeah, that's a good fit. So Matisse and Jeremy probably not. I think Ayton's a good fit there. For some reason, like I don't know if I was just blind watching Phoenix all those years, but like all of a sudden now that Ayton's in Portland, he's developed a mid range.
I think
he's always had it.
He's wanted to take it. I think in Phoenix they told him like you can't.
Yeah. Just roll.
He's taking it now.
Yeah, when he was playing with Chris Paul and Monty Williams was coaching him, they were like, "That's an absolute do not do that. We're trying to win games." But yeah, he's that's kind of been part of his game, something he like wants to get to. I don't think he's like the best at it. He can take some, but it's not the way you're gonna win games.
Oh,
It's not
here
going to
we
be an
go.
advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! Whoa! What does this mean then? Whoa! Oh, I'm ahead of y'all. My fault.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I mean, we just talked about their big depth.
Yeah.
They
And then
just drafted
Klingon. Interesting. I love this kid. I just want to let you guys know.
He's fun.
he's
fun.
he's great. He had he was really impressive in that Los Angeles workout at the Lakers facility. Yeah, dude, he's good, but like
I'm shocked though. I mean, I had him second round. He wasn't the first round.
I'm blanking. Zach Edey. Thank you. Yeah, Zach Edey and him on the same team.
No, he's in Portland now. This is Portland.
Okay, bro, I keep forgetting. Oh my gosh. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like they got Ayton, they have him now. They have Rob Williams.
Somebody's got to be on the move.
Klingon, Ayton, and now him.
Somebody. I mean,
has to.
You have four bigs.
Yeah.
Oh,
unless they think that they can somehow play him as a
someone's
forward,
getting traded.
I don't see that.
But you also, I mean, Rob Williams, can he play more than 25, 30 games?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, someone is getting traded.
What? How interesting. Oh, it's his birthday. Y'all heard that? It's his birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Once again, if you're in the stream, feel free to leave a comment, leave a thought. We'll answer the question any way we can. We're just in here chilling for the draft, so feel free.
Interesting pick by Portland.
Yeah, even Shams tweeted he was shocked. Oh my gosh. That was completely out of left field.
How interesting.
All right, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Danny Wolf, baby. Luka Garza. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what Minnesota does here.
They could get Baron J, replace Gobert.
Ooh, I ain't mad at it either. Yes, I think they should get it. What did I have them get? Oh, I had them getting Sorber. So, yeah, I'm with you.
I will be right back, gentlemen.
That's crazy. I can't believe Portland took them.
Yeah, they got to be cooking something up because the roster as it's constructed doesn't make a ton of sense.
Right. Especially after what they did with the Celtics and getting Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. How interesting. Yeah, I mean, that means somebody's gonna fall to the second round that, you know, quote unquote wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've seen a lot of bigs go. And
yeah. I mean, I think that's credit to the league recognizing that small ball, yeah, that was the war. It works for the Warriors, but you kind of need a power forward center to win now. Like, you have to be big. And especially in the West, I mean,
yeah, teams are going more to two big lineups and got to have depth.
They're big. You need rim protection. So I like it. I wonder what Minnesota does here, though.
I'm kind of keeping an eye on Yakchonis. Like, I don't know how much farther he can fall.
All right.
I think Washington would love to get him at 18 next. Like, they could use a guard. But
yeah. Yakchonis, I like that a lot. Because I don't know. It was weird. They gave up so much for Dillingham. And then he was like a non-factor. So okay.
Yeah, I like this guy.
This who you said?
Yeah, this is who I wanted the Bulls to take.
Oh, okay.
he's a really interesting player. I think his defensive potential is insane, and him going and learning how to play from Rudy, like that's a recipe for success. Like
He's huge.
if he's going to develop into something useful, like that's a good way to do it.
Got you. He's huge. How tall is he?
I think he measured 6'11" barefoot at the overseas combine.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks 7 feet to me.
Yeah, he's a big guy, and obviously going to carry some more weight when he gets older. But he runs so well, like just very fluid.
Yeah, and it looked like he got good hands too. That's such an underrated
Yes, he
thing
does.
for a center. Like they just can't catch him. They just can't catch the ball, and it's such an important part of basketball. I like that.
Ooh, Brooklyn coming up at 19.
Oh, Brooklyn.
Yeah, this is where it's going to be a trade frenzy.
Yeah,
I already know teams are about to be ringing.
but it's not like they gonna trade out of the draft, right? They gonna package up to get out of the draft, or how that work?
Well, what they'll do probably is one thing that Brooklyn has space for is they're going to probably take on contracts, probably like take on a few expiring contracts. Like if a team has a guy that's on an expiring, they can trade that guy and maybe a later pick in the first round or a second round pick to get off that player. And then Brooklyn can use that to create cap space. So that might be the move here for Brooklyn. For one of these picks, or they could get a really big package. I don't think it's going to be massive because these are late first round picks. Your value's starting to do this. So that's why I thought the package for Cedric Howard was pretty good because he's an 11th pick. So I'm not mad at the value they gave up for him because at the end of the day, they went up into the draft by I think it was 6 spots and they got their guy. So it's a good deal. Once again, if you're in the stream, feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. We're just here talking hoops.
So what do you like here for Washington at 18?
Let's see. You got Trey Johnson. Maybe you go Hugo. Well, I feel like they need big man depth too. Am I wrong there?
I mean, Sarr probably not going to play center long term.
No. You traded away Daniel Gafford. Porzingis isn't even there anymore. Like they gave up a lot of big depth, so they could go that here, or they could pick up another wing. Because you're absent Jordan Poole now. It feels too early for Newell. I don't know.
I like Newell quite a bit. I buy his jump shot long term, which I think a lot of people don't. And I think that's kind of his swing skill. If he can play as a stretch big, that increases his value quite a bit. For them, I am kind of looking at, is Bub going to be like a point guard long term? Like who's going to have the ball in their hands? And I think I think Jakučionis is a good fit for Washington here.
Yeah, agreed. Miami's coming up at 20.
You're not listening. I told you where he going.
No, don't say it, bro. Don't say it. I'm gonna cry on stream.
You're not listening. Y'all gonna get D'Lo. Y'all can't have everything good. Y'all gonna get D'Lo. Just start him PG.
I will not be making any comments on D'Angelo Russell.
He's tough. Ice in the veins. Ooh, I can see it now. He
can generate offense. Maybe not efficiently all the time, but
think about it. You surround D'Lo with all them wing defenders and bigs, he gonna be all right.
Yeah, at least for the until Kyrie gets back.
When do y'all? So
Yeah.
when do y'all think Kyrie come back? Because I keep seeing January. I just don't see it.
That's what I heard
I-
too. I think
What,
he's a
you
little
think
bit.
it's gonna be later?
I think it's like March. He tore his
Oh,
ACL.
Definitely not. I mean, the ACL injury, I mean, like, we're seeing players these day and age, like, with the technology we have, they're coming back from that injury in 7 to 8 months. I mean, like, you look at the Achilles injury, sure, like, year and a
Full
half.
season,
but, like,
yeah.
Kyrie had that surgery in March. So, like, I don't know this. I'm just predicting. I'm thinking, like, after Christmas, that's when the countdown starts, I think.
But my thing is like, there's a difference between like cleared to play and then back to performance. Like,
Yeah, and I know I know Kyrie, and he likes to nurse his injuries and be at full strength. But at the same time, I do think he's itching to play basketball. So I think that's really up for him to decide. If he's ready to go, he's going to be ready to go. If not, he'll wait longer. But it's up to whoever plays at point guard to fill in for him, and that's up to the Mavs to decide who they want to sign. So we'll see what
who
happens.
did Washington take first?
Trey,
Johnson.
right?
Oh, Trey. Well, who else they got at guard? Oh, Bub.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not cool anymore. That's why I'm saying you could go another guard here, but I also think you could try to.
Hey, they go take Walter,
brother. Oh man,
they go take Walter. What if they? How Washington would it be if they took Walter?
Bro, I don't know.
They could use the shooting.
Yeah.
Going to the Jazz.
Who's going to the Jazz?
This 18th pick.
Oh, they're getting Walter Clayton. They're getting Walter. Ah, no.
Oh, Shams just said it. He just tweeted it.
Walter. Damn it. Ah.
There he goes.
It's all right. We're good.
I kind of like that for Utah. Like, if they really get off Clarkson and Colin Sexton.
What do they think of Collier though? Like, is he a backup point guard? Is he who they're going to trust long term?
In my eyes, he's a backup.
Yeah,
I saw the big assist number games. Great, run my backup unit.
I think you're right. I think in the long term, that's where he's gonna be.
Yeah.
But then, like, if he's your backup, is Walter your starter? Like,
no, I think they start Collier now,
right?
But yeah,
on a good team, Collier's a backup.
A backup, yeah. How interesting. But I do like it. I mean, now that's another fun one. Walter and Ace Bailey in the summer league.
Yeah,
and that's fun.
They're gonna be putting up shots. That's for sure.
Who is still available?
And I think it's underrated to take these older guards. I mean, history has told us they just work. Like they might be older, but hey, just take them. Just take them. Especially what he did in the tournament. I mean, in the finals, when he went at half, he had like 6 points and then had 22 in the second half. Like, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys who can get hot to that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in that moment. Yeah, 100%. Interesting.
Yeah, well, there goes Walter. This is a Utah got. You could argue Utah might have won this draft
based on just pure value.
Either Utah or San Antonio. Dude, Ace Bailey looked like so sad, bro. Did y'all see that?
Well, I heard it. He didn't want to go there, right?
Yeah, but like he's acting like he has a choice. Like, it's like you have some influence, but it's like you don't just get to decide, bro. Like, this is why you don't cancel workouts.
He could have been going to Philly. And now he's going to Utah. Have y'all been to Utah? Utah ain't no Brooklyn now. That's crazy what one March Madness run could do. Because I don't even think he was a first round prospect. You know? You muted, Ben. All right.
Give me 1 second, gentlemen. Sorry, one second.
Oh no, you good. I just was telling you.
Hold up 1 sec.
All right. Where are we at?
Brooklyn at 19. They got like 4 picks in the next 8 or 9.
Do you think they start trading after this one, or do you think they pick?
Okay,
this one?
what'd you say, Ja? My fault.
Oh, I was just saying you were muted. That's all.
Yeah. My dog came in the room. It was the whole thing.
Oh no, you good.
All they did was send number 21 and then second rounders. That's not bad.
So, what's your guys' evaluation on second round picks with NIL now? Do you think it's kind of a thing we got to wait till the house rule comes out this summer or next year, or like what's your guys' evaluation on that?
I don't know a ton about, like, I know the basics of kind of the house rule, but as far as like the NIL stuff, I still think it's all really new, and we're having like a wave of guys that are going back after, you know, freshman and sophomore seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of think that, you know, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, it'll just like settle a little bit, and
Right.
we'll either adjust where we're used to taking older guys in the second round, or it'll get to a point where younger guys will just come out anyway. But I think it probably does lean towards like your entire second round is going to be juniors and seniors, upperclassmen or international prospects. Because
Right.
if you don't get a first round grade, what's the point in coming out?
Right. No, I'm with you.
I think you're seeing a lot of teams like bundle them. You know, like Jay Crowder a couple years ago got traded for 5 of them, and then obviously they sent 5 for Kevin Durant. I think that there can be some diamonds in the rough in the second round, but I do think that they are losing value, and NIL isn't really, I don't know, isn't really helping that. But I don't know. It's really starting to change. First round picks, I feel like, are also just being thrown around. Because I mean, the lottery complicates it too, but first round picks are kind of being thrown around. And you kind of just don't know where they're going to land based off the team's performance in those years. Like people are trading 2029, 2028. So it's like, you don't really know where that first round pick is going to end up, and you're just trading it away. You never know if that team is going to turn into one of the worst teams in the league, and all of a sudden you're picking the lottery. So I don't know. There's just a lot of uncertainty on that subject. I'm not too well versed in it, so I can't give you a full answer, but that's kind of my little analysis, if you want to call it that.
So Liam ain't got drafted yet, huh?
Nope.
Yeah. Liam, Yakuchonis, Jace Richardson.
Did Neat Clifford get drafted? No, huh?
Mm-mm.
I'm kind of shocked on the Yakuchonis thing.
Is that who Miami goes after now? If they're looking for a guard?
Yeah.
Him or Jace Richardson?
I think Jace Richardson's
Jace
a lot.
makes a lot of sense.
Check Shams. I feel like this is about that time.
Shams BS. I need some heat. We had Mark and that was it.
Utah. Oh, it wasn't number 21. They sent pick 43. It's even better for Utah. So they didn't. Utah still has 21. Holy.
As a Mavs fan, I have a question.
Okay.
PJ Washington or Colin Sexton?
I No, I really want to keep PJ. I think he's a really important piece
So
to our
keep
organization.
PJ.
Huh?
Keep PJ
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
and bring him out the bench, or you start him.
I don't really know what's gonna look like at first. I think Cooper will come off the bench at first. I don't
I ain't
know.
seen a number one pick come off the bench. And I don't
Yeah,
know how long.
I don't know. I feel like using that MLE on a guard is the best option. I mean, I don't know because I don't want to trade away assets for a guy who's not going to start. Once Kyrie comes back, I feel like just using the MLE is the best option. I love PJ Washington too, so I don't want him to go anywhere.
Okay. I feel like Colin Sexton's a lock now, though, to get traded,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
especially with Walter Clayton getting there.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. He went to school in Florida. Got to go Utah. No offense, Utah fans. Oh, here we go.
Brooklyn's going to use it.
Oh. Wow.
I have no idea who that is. I'm going to be so for real with y'all.
Yeah, I had him going to the Pelicans at 23, so I don't mind it.
All right, Miami. You didn't get Walter, but Clayton is on the board.
You didn't get Walter.
No, not Clayton. Jace Richardson.
You didn't get Kevin Durant. What is Miami going to do?
Yeah, Miami low-key sold the bag on that one.
I don't know if they sold. I just don't even think they really wanted him that bad, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, Brooklyn used their first 2 picks. No way they use all 5, right? There's just no way.
You just got to wonder who's going to trade in. Is it going to be Celtics, Sacramento? Is someone else going to try and like trade back in that's already picked?
Yeah. I really do think it's going to be a team that has a guy that they want to offload salary. That's the big thing. I think if a trade is made, I think you're going to see one of those players that is on an expiring contract be traded. That is my ultimate prediction for what goes down here in these final. We're looking at the final 10 picks for the night. And Brooklyn's got 3 of them: Miami, Utah, Atlanta, Los Angeles Clippers. Maybe a team like the Lakers trades back in. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, I for sure thought the Kings were like a lock to draft in or to trade into the draft, but the more as the draft goes on, the less likely I feel like that is. But we still got, 10 picks, so that could change.
Yeah, this will be an interesting last 10 picks. I'm very intrigued to see what happens here. Nothing yet from our boy Shams.
He's skinny as heck. God damn. Look, I'm trying to be in there one day. Look at that. Look how much fun that looked. Everybody just clapping.
Yeah, for real, man.
Their work's not done.
They better sit down.
They got a lot more work to do.
I'm surprised you can't see 3 guys in the back on the phone.
Right.
Man, shout out to the sports business classroom for giving us an opportunity to, do something this cool, man. I mean, like to get up close, like looks at, what is being done, like to make a league run and who's doing it, and being able to speak to people who have so much experience. Like, even if our careers don't turn into exactly what they want it to be, it will be valuable for whatever we do. So it's like, it's going to be a fun time at the SBC, man. I can't wait.
No doubt.
All right, Miami. Oh, they look so sad.
They could, they could.
Where
still
are they
trade.
drafting from? A high school gym?
No, that's their practice facility.
That's their practice facility?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what they do.
Uh-oh.
What?
Evan Sidery, I think he's decently reliable. He
Who?
just said the Jazz, Evan Sidery.
Uh-huh.
He just said the Jazz are in active trade discussions with multiple teams on Colin Sexton.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They got Walter Clayton. Not that they're like comparable. He's just a guard and all that.
Yeah, I wonder if Utah keeps pick 21 now. This might be this could be interesting.
Utah, I'm kind of with you on whoever said Utah's winning the draft right now.
I mean, yeah, like talent-wise, like Ace Bailey and Walter Clayton.
Yeah.
Like, you can't ask for much more than that. Man, I really wish Miami traded for KD, got him out of the West. I mean, they had the offer to do so. Miami is suited for Kuminga.
I could see
Really?
That would be a nice fit. That just seems like the Eric Spoelstra type player.
Yeah. I actually would prefer that. In a sign-in trade scenario, right? It would have to be.
Yeah, that's good.
They get back Wiggins? No, I'm just kidding.
Probably what it would have to be money-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. Expect movement at Utah. Expect Brooklyn to at least make one trade. We'll see what happens. Oh my gosh, my phone's at 5%.
I could see someone trying to jump in and get like Danny Wolf, like someone who just likes him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what the end of the draft is for. You just take. Does OKC still have 24?
I think so.
Yeah,
brother. Oh my gosh,
they're like the perfect Danny Wolf. We're just gonna have him like wreak havoc in the G League for a couple of years and go from there. Yeah, but I think it was you, Ronnie, who was saying he probably looked to take Yakachonis here.
Maybe they take Giannis. Maybe they take because he's still on the board.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, he makes sense. I mean, they need someone to set the table. He can play pick and roll really well with Bam. He can shoot off the ball when Hero wants to.
Oh man, that's dang.
I worry about him like a little bit defensively, but like Spoelstra's gonna be able to figure out ways to hide him. So.
And shout out to the American Airlines Center for having those Cooper Flag jerseys ready to roll, bro. They're already on the website too. I low key. I just got paid too, man. Low key. It might be time.
I would if I was you. If I was a Heat fan, or not Heat fan, Mavericks fan.
Mavs fan, yeah.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Okay. What does Utah do here?
Newell, maybe?
Yeah, bro. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, if they get Newell, man, I think they win the draft.
God.
That would be a wild first round for Utah. Like, that would be...
Bailey, Clayton, Newell.
Especially because they could still be awful.
Yeah.
And just have all these guys just get their minutes up and everything. God.
mean, I feel like you could get lineups where Newell plays next to Flip or next to Kessler. I don't know if Kessler's going to be around for a while or not, but
I hope not. Please,
Come on,
Lakers.
Sean. Make my night
Please,
interesting, bro.
Lakers. Lakers make a trade for a center, please. Please. We had Rudy Gobert look like prime Shaquille O'Neal, dog. We need help.
maybe
Help
they get
us.
involved with the
Don't trade for
Brooklyn.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, maybe it's Brooklyn. I like Claxton. He's just 6'10".
What
I mean,
about?
maybe they take one. Maybe they take
No,
a
that's
guy.
terrible idea.
Yeah,
They get one of these Brooklyn picks here and take a guy.
but
There are a
who, though?
lot of teams that can find value in these Brooklyn picks right here, man.
Honestly, if they drafted up in the draft right now, I would want them to kind of get a wing. I feel like there's
Yup,
better
proposed
value at
trade.
wing. Oh,
To Washington.
What's the trade? Or is this
has this happened already?
no? Because then Sham said it was picked 43. I don't know.
What an interesting night for Phoenix. What the heck?
Yeah, they loaded up on bigs. Good for them, man.
And now what? Nick Richards instantly becomes a trade asset?
Yeah, most likely.
Utah could take a flyer on Jace too.
Oh man, I'm low-key mulling getting this flag jersey, bro. Oh my gosh.
Just get it. You a Mavericks fan. You ain't gonna have the
Yes.
number one pick. You don't
Nah,
know
what
it.
you gotta know
anyway.
about me, bro. Like, I'm like, I like to spend, but like big purchases like that, bro, I gotta think about it.
You see
I
all
mean,
these
it's-
purchases behind me? You gonna be
Yeah,
all right.
those are legit too, right? Those are dang.
You
Gosh.
just gotta do it.
How do you keep them on the wall?
I got these there's like these clothes tacks, and you
Oh,
just
that's
put like
tough.
3 or like 2 up here, and then yeah,
Dude, yeah, send me a link to those because I want to put some jerseys on my wall.
I got you.
Because mine's up there with a nail with a hanger, bro. It looks tacky.
Yeah, I got more here. I got over here. I got LaMelo, Luka, Lakers, and Booker, and then right here I got Shea. I just ain't put it up yet.
Yeah.
So, and I still got Luka Mavs. That's in the closet now though, because he's not a
Yeah.
Maverick.
Yeah. I see you got Ja. You got Black Mama Braun.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic is the Warriors one Steph. And then are those 2 Stephs?
No, that one on the yellow one is Halliburton.
Oh, that's their old one. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then KD, Zion.
Yeah, that El Valley jersey, bro, those were so tough.
I know. And then I'm a huge De'Aaron Fox guy, so because he's a lefty and I'm a lefty, so
You're a lefty.
yeah,
Dang, I did not know that. That's cool.
yeah,
Did y'all play basketball in high school?
I did.
I did not.
You did not?
No.
I did.
You did? Yeah, me too.
Did you guys play? Well, I was a soccer player, first of all. Like, I played basketball to keep me in shape, but I played soccer. I played college soccer, so
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, basketball was my main sport. That's pretty much all I played. I did track for a year, but you ask my friends, I barely showed up to any meets, bro. I think I went to like 1 meet. So basketball was the ride or die. Too small to play football, so
Yeah, we won state for track 2 years in a row, my junior and senior year. So
stuff.
that was dope. You guys still hoop? Or, well, at least Ben, do you hoop? Oh, Ronnie, you hoop?
I play pickup a decent amount, but I'm 5'7", so I did not play organized ball.
I ain't tall either. I'm only 5'10", so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm 6'1", so I was decently tall. I still play from time to time, like A&M Rex. We go there and hoop sometimes. I usually hoop once a week with some of my friends. We go to we go to a rec center here in Dallas. We go play there. So I'm keeping myself going. I just bought like a brand new pair of Jason Tatum's. They're like the pink ones, and so I bring those out to the hardwood and have a good time. Dude, Liam McNeely still on the board.
His defense really probably.
Yeah, Bobby, Professor Bobby just said that Utah won the draft in his opinion. Shout out Bobby Marks for the incredible.
That's kind of crazy. Like we gonna just be like with him all the time for like a week, right?
I hope you know I'll be at office hours every
day.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am not skipping a thing, bro.
We gonna have to get like a little group chat going, us three, just like yo, because with the bus schedule and all that, we gotta stay together. I feel like
for sure, man.
Hey,
and
Ronnie,
you do salary cap. Oh, here we go. Here, my guy Matt. My guy Matt. What's up, Matt?
What's good?
Hey,
man?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Oh, Will Riley.
Hey, Ja, or Ronnie, do you know what day are you getting there?
I'll be down there on the 10th.
The 10th. Okay, yeah, we're going to the Hoops Collective on the 12th, Ja.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to get a ticket for that, Brian Windhorst, Tim McMahon, and Tim Bontemps are going to be doing like a live show. So if you want to get a ticket for that, we can all pull for that. That'll be fun
to check that out.
Yeah, I can.
It was like $30 for the ticket, right?
Yeah, $30. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have a live show. So you're gonna get there on day one of the summer league. I'm gonna get there. When are you getting there, Joe?
I'm gonna get there Saturday, the 12th.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting there on Friday night. So depending on when Cooper's first game is, I might be going Thursday. So we shall see. I'll go as long as I'm there to watch Cooper's first game, man. That's all I want.
Do you think we'll be able to watch a lot of the games? Like what you're because I was looking at the schedule and I don't
know.
I would imagine probably not. You might catch like the two latest games, but
right after the like 5:30. Yeah.
Right. I'm a media and broadcast major, so I think I'll catch a lot more because we're going to be doing like live coverage.
Right.
So we will see.
That's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really struggled at first thinking like, did I make the right choice? Because like when I saw everybody declaring their majors, like everybody's like scouting video and analytics and league salary cap, and I'm like, did I make the right choice? And then like I talked to people about it, and it's like there's just like they were like at the end of the day you can take the Bobby course to learn the specifics that you might need to know for a job one day. And so I was like, okay, I'll stick with this track because they said that's also important for stuff in the front office. So if I have to invest a little more extra money to get where I want to be, then I'll do that. But just again, like so thankful for this program, man. It's actually just gonna be such a fun week.
Yeah.
So you're going into broadcasting?
Yes, I'm going into the broadcasting major.
So I used to work for 2 different radio stations where I did sports radio.
Mm-hmm.
I did pregame shows for Texas Tech University football. I called high school football games last year, so you'll have a blast, man.
Oh yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I love it, man. People like people like Mike Breen or Kevin Harlan, like those are the guys I like. Get excited to watch games because they're calling them or like stuff like that. So it's like I definitely have a passion for that side of the industry. I'd love to work in basketball operations one day for anybody that will have me. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Ja will hire you once he gets there.
Yeah, crazy.
Hey man, I like what Utah's doing.
Yeah.
Utah's winning the draft so far, in my opinion. This is Brooklyn's pick, by the way, so let's see if they flip it.
Hey Ronnie, for the team thing, like the trade deadline week, if we could pick partners, we should team up.
Hey man, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be sick. That's
I'm
gonna be
gonna-
crazy as hell. Like that whole, like, cause you get your team Monday, and then the like quote unquote finals that Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to Eric about it a little bit, and I don't know if we're gonna get any say. I feel like he
Let's
kind of hinted
pick.
that it was like pretty random, and you kind of get a sign. But hey, if they allow it, man, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull y'all into a room for an interview and absolutely slam y'all on y'all's trades just because. I'm gonna put y'all through the ringer.
I'll make sure to
Well, it's
be
gonna be like,
prepared,
so
man.
why?
So this is Brooklyn, and still no trade. There's
Wow,
just no
they
way
used the
that
pick.
They're gonna take all
no,
5.
They're not gonna draft 5 guys.
I hope they take a big here, to be honest with you.
Hey y'all, I think I'm about to take off. I appreciate y'all having me on, and
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Oh
pleasure getting to
yeah.
know you guys, man. So
Yeah,
looking
nice to
forward
meet you,
Vegas.
Ron. Yeah, likewise.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, man.
All
Yep,
right, gentlemen,
going,
take
man.
off.
All right, we have a question in the comments from Davis Jordan, my guy. Okay, what has been the biggest reach of the draft so far? I would say Memphis, not Memphis,
Portland pick.
the Portland pick for the Chinese center.
Mhm.
That made zero sense in my eyes, but maybe they've got something planned that I have no idea about. That's mine. What about you, Ja?
I mean, I don't know if it's like just about like if it makes sense or not. It was just a shock because the kid wasn't mocked to go until the second round anyway. And then before that draft workout in LA a couple weeks ago, nobody really knew who he was. So just based off that workout, he jumped to the 6th, or was it what pick was he? He jumped to
He
the 16th pick.
He was the 16th pick.
Yeah,
16th
I mean
for
that's
Portland.
insane. That's an insane jump for him. So shout out to him. I mean, I think he's like different though. Like he has a lot of soft touch around the rim. He has some good playmaking skills. The biggest reach on him, I would say, is his lateral quickness. So for a team that wants to have a defensive identity, I question how good he'll be, especially with a team that has Ayton, Rob Williams, Klingon. You know, it's a little questionable. Even Grant was their small ball 5 sometimes last year. So
Yeah, because like Klingon, I expect will grow into the starting role at some point. So it's like now you've drafted this guy so low in the draft too. I think if it was a second round pick, it still wouldn't have made complete sense, but it would have made more sense. But like this early, I that just shocked me. But they obviously might have something in mind in the trade market that we don't know about. What are your thoughts, bro? And what was your name again? I'm so sorry.
You're good. It's Matt.
Matt.
No, I would agree. I'm under the same kind of exactly, not to reiterate what Josh said, but basically the same thing. I mean, this guy is coming into should have been drafted probably in the second round. Like, I don't think nobody would have considered it a reach, like kind of just taking a shot in the dark on him. But he's going to be so slow-footed, and he's not played anything like this overseas that he's coming into, and especially in a time when the NBA is, I feel like there is like a transition in the NBA where it's starting to get back to a big man status, but there's still a lot of teams that run that hybrid big that is a, 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", but they're extremely quick. Like in reality, they could have played a 4 back in the 90s, early 2000s, but they're still running centers now. So that would be my reach as well. I just think that defensively, he's going to be very unathletic with his feet. Yeah. The small stuff that I saw when he got drafted, because I was like, dude, who is this guy? Like, let me go look some stuff up. He can't space the floor. So you're talking about, to me right now, at best, hopefully a Rudy Gobert that is a defender and a dunker / 5 foot from the rim kind of player. So
yeah,
we'll see what they do with it. That wouldn't have been my pick, like I said, and especially, that we just talked about. Whether you need him or not, to me, one of the most NBA ready players was Walter Clayton, who went 2 picks right below him. So like, I would have been much happier taking him, even if you didn't need him, because he could fit on a roster. So
Right.
yeah, we'll see, man. We'll
So
see.
So Brooklyn took Drake Powell, the
UNC.
defensive-minded guard from North Carolina. I like the pick. You can't go wrong with just a defensive wing, you know.
Yeah. We got another one here. Walter Clayton to Utah at 18. Is that high? Most of his projections were late first, early second. I personally thought it was high, but considering Utah traded up to get him and still got a pick at 21, I don't mind it. I think it's a good move for them because now they can have a point guard that can grow in their system. That probably means Colin Sexton's gone. Yeah, if it was any other team, I would have been like, whoa, we're reaching. But I think Miami would have taken him at 20 anyway. So I like it, though. I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, for me, I think we got to stop overrating or underestimating these guys that win the championship and are good the entire year. And yeah, they spent a couple more years in college, but you just never know what you got. They're more experienced when they come in. They're more ready. You could play them. Walter Clayton's a dog, man. I saw a guy who had 6 points in the national championship game at halftime, ended the game with 36. You know what I mean? Like, you can't teach that shooting or that type of competitive nature of the mentality. I love it. Like, personally, if I was him or if I was a team, I probably would have taken him. Like, I think this was like the perfect draft range, just like bang for your buck. But the fact that he goes to a team like Utah, who's still trying to, find their footing, and he's not guaranteed yet a lot of minutes because they still have Colin Sexton, they still have Jordan Clarkson. But I think they're gonna open those up, and if he just needs touches, man, he could be your prototypical 3-and-D wing that could play make. Like, every team wants that.
I agree.
If he was 19 years old, he would have been much higher in the draft.
He probably goes top 6.
That's the only knock people have on him, is that he's 22 years old and he played a lot more college ball. And I think the opposite of that. I think that 22 is still before your prime with plenty of years. And when you talk about just a pure shooter, that's that dude. That's the guy that just won the national championship. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that, yeah, he's just not young, and people want young 18, 19-year-old players.
All right. And you got a team too that, like, they got their project already in Ace Bailey, whose ceiling is as high as anyone in this draft, right? But he needs the ball, he needs the touches, and now you draft a guy who probably doesn't need as many touches or many looks. He just needs the catch and shoot, drive and kick, and yeah, it's really plug and play situation.
And Markham's still there.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, think about that. Think about that 3 as your kind of foundation to build around for the few years. I know Markham's a bit older, but he's still, what, 27, 29?
Yeah, he's younger. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, from a draft, you cannot discredit Danny Ainge.
All right. Well, and before the draft, Ben and I were talking. I was like, listen, I'll be shocked if Ace goes past like, if Danny Ainge passes up on Ace, I know something. There's something outside his, like, regular character that nobody's talking about. But the fact that Ainge is sneaky, man. He knows the players he wants. He wasn't gonna let a talent like Ace just pass through his fingers like that.
My original thought I was gonna text in our group text that we have is, when I saw Ace Bailey get drafted, I probably, because now I'm just pushing it and I'm reaching to I really thought that Jaylen Brown could have possibly got traded to Utah for Bailey and the rest of these picks.
Yeah.
And, yep, that's what I was thinking, because that was an Ainge guy. Ainge drafted that dude. So.
Right. But it's so interesting. Like, I saw the reports of, like, Utah wants Brown. I just don't see, like, the reasoning. Like, is it more like a big trade exception for the Celtics then? And they just have this $35 million trade exception going into the deadline, they could absorb, like, any contract? Because I think if, like, you give up marketing, then why do you want Brown? You know what I mean? So
yeah, The only way I could justify it if I was Brad Stevens was just to offload everything I got and be able to get these rookies, let them play a full year because Tatum ain't going to touch anything next year. And then you come back the following year and you've got experienced rookies for a year, especially somebody like Ace Bailey. I mean, a 6'10", if he's anything of what people think he's going to be, I mean, him and Tatum, I mean, that's a lot of size on the outside.
Right.
But it ain't happening now, so I'm done reaching with Jaylen Brown. He's staying in the Celtics.
Yeah, you don't pay a player like Jaylen Brown the most money in the NBA to trade him a year and a half later. Here we go with number 23.
I agree with you, but after seeing Luka get traded, and then with
100%.
your superstar now out for the year, your superstar 1, not your 1B.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought that they would offload Brown, but
Yeah.
Ja was pretty accurate. He kept saying he didn't think it was going to happen. So far it hasn't.
There's Newell.
Yep, there's Newell. Yep.
He'll play right away for Atlanta. He'll at least be in the rotation.
OKC again.
OKC again. Who's left? I don't even know.
Jace has still not been picked.
Yeah, Jace is a fun project. I mean, Danny Wolf is a fun project for OKC.
Mm-hmm.
There's some options for them for sure.
Is that boy from UConn still available, right?
Liam McNeil, that makes a lot of sense. Just some shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, OKC probably is not going to mess it up. I would bet on that. What an interesting night in the NBA. We're about to watch a team draft 5 first-round picks.
No chance. I refuse to believe it until I see it. Like, there's just no way.
5.
That's gonna be
You guys are the experts. You've got a few minutes. What would they do with these 2 picks? You're saying they're going to draft them too. Like, where would they go? Like,
I was telling Ja, if there is a team out there that wants to offload an expiring contract, Brooklyn's going to take that on because they want to get as much cap space as possible. So I feel like if there's a situation where they can pick up like multiple seconds and maybe a piece here, a piece there that they can plug and play their roster on like an expiring contract, I feel like Brooklyn would feel like that might be worth it at this point rather than drafting more development players. I don't know. That's my prediction. I have just never seen a team draft 5 players in the first round. So I don't know. We'll see what happens down the stretch here.
I mean, if I was Brooklyn, I would really try to package up and probably just move out of the first round and try to get someone's first for next year. But
switch off next year and something like that.
Yeah, because I mean the next year's draft is pretty good as well. So
I'm trying to think of big contracts. Oh, there you go. Would OKC go for Clifford here?
Yeah, I mean Clifford makes a lot of sense for OKC. Clifford is still a project, and OKC has one of the best developmental systems in the NBA. Yeah, why not? I don't hate that.
I like it. I think that's a good prediction.
Hugo makes a lot of sense too. I see from the experience standpoint, but
low key, what if they took McNeely?
Yeah, McNeely makes a lot of sense, but the guy Isaiah Joe who couldn't see, like he struggled in the finals. It's one of those. Is it a luxury? Probably just to have another shooter. Yeah, I think what they probably should have done, like that's it. Like OKC's an organization. That's a team that was like if they would have traded up to get Walter Clayton, another shot creating shooting guard, that makes sense because as much as I love them, they didn't have like J-Dub, like he put his head down, he goes score. Shea, there was games he had 0 assists. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have a lot of shot creation out of those 2 players. They had a lot of good defensive role players, but they didn't have a lot of shot creation at all.
Did Orlando trade pick 25 to Memphis? Or do they own that?
I think they did. I saw something with Orlando earlier.
Well, if Orlando owns that pick, they've got to be picking Jace Richardson, I would think.
Oh, here we go. Pop up Shams real quick for us. That makes sense. And it was reported all week that the Kings would
Yep. Okay.
draft him.
It was
that makes sense.
Clifford, but he's going to Sacramento. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I wonder what they got.
Clifford's going to Sac.
Imagine they got future firsts.
And
And
that's the thing. Like if it's a future first, I'm like, damn, that's good because the Kings might be blowing it up this year. But who knows?
Okay, that's a good pick for Sacramento. I'm very interested to see what OKC is going to get.
I like Neek though.
Yeah, bro. OKC did not need this pick, man. They just won the championship.
Neek's a hooper though. He's an NBA player for sure.
Yeah, this pick from OKC is going to Sacramento. They're going to take Clifford. That is what this pick is for confirmation.
Cool.
I don't dislike that. I actually thought he would have been.
Huh? Oh no, never mind. He announced that.
I think Clifford would have been okay though with the Thunder. I wouldn't have hated that either. Going just to sit. I mean, he's a more mature player as well. He's 20.
He's wearing a purple suit. That's fitting.
And he's a wing too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's the luxury of being OKC. You can't do no wrong.
Right. I know. I was forget what podcast I was listening to today, but it was like something along the lines: the biggest free agent next summer is Sam Presti.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. I mean,
Is
he only makes
or something?
Yeah, he only makes $4.5 million a year. So if you got money to spend,
dang, look at that picture, bro. That picture with Kobe, that was tough. Colorado.
Interesting pick for the Kings too, though. I mean, they got Keegan Murray, they got DeRozan, Levine, they got Keon Ellis. They don't have a lot of wings. They have a lot of guards, and they have Sabonis at center. So,
okay, so like Brooklyn has 26 and 28.
26,
okay, so yeah, they got back-to-back picks.
I'll be shocked if they take both. They're gonna have a starting 5 of summer league players.
That is so crazy to think about.
But I don't think they can afford 5 first-round picks. Like, maybe I'm wrong on that.
That's what I was saying contractually, because you the number that you have to pay those guys goes down as the picks go. But I think with a first-round pick like this, you're still in the millions, so you're that's going to count.
The second-round picks make millions, so I know for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to bring the cap experts in for that one, but I'm not as well versed as I would like to be in those terms. But it will cost them to sign 5 first-round picks on top, and plus, like, how many guys do they have rostered? They'd have to get rid of some guys, right? Or send some of them to the G League.
And that goes back to, like, is there a deal in play here? Like, is this something that they visit to tomorrow? Like I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Jace Richardson. They're like, hey, let's just take pedigree, NBA pedigree. Like, you don't know. Because who they got at point guard? They got Cam Thomas. He's a free agent.
D'Lo's a free agent.
D'Lo's a free agent. Future Maverick. Who else did they get this draft? Did they get another guard?
Look at their roster.
I can't remember. Orlando owns this pick. I would be shocked if this isn't Jace, because they need a guard.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked if this isn't Jace.
Yeah, but I don't know. They have Anthony Black, Jet Howard. I just don't understand how that never worked out.
Nah, and then they just traded away Cole. So you got Suggs, who plays the 2 sometimes.
Yeah, I could totally see them getting Jace just because
it would have to be, in my opinion.
That is kind of like a Cole Anthony replacement.
Come on, Shams, give me some heat. I know Brooklyn's on the phone right now. There's no way they're not. Man, if Brooklyn takes 5 firsts, that would be impressive.
See what they do.
So who's next? So after Orlando's the 2 Brooklyn, then Boston, then Phoenix, then Clippers.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, Phoenix is going to Charlotte though.
Oh yeah, right.
After
From
the Mark Williams
Mawa.
trade earlier tonight. That was the big splash of the night.
I didn't like that trade.
I didn't
Really?
like it for. Yeah, I didn't love it for Phoenix, but it was interesting.
At this point, they're just putting stuff on their team. I feel like it's low key good because they got to keep their pick and they got Mark Williams. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean they really desperately wanted center depth, so from a team need, they got it.
Yeah.
They got
And they've
2
got no
Duke
they've got
centers. You know what I mean?
I just
now you got-
realized Phoenix
Yeah.
has like no draft capital and they traded away a 2029. Or
And
no.
we don't know what they'll be even just this year. Like all these bigs they got, I still think they're probably fighting for the 13th seed this year.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't have traded. There's no draft capital I'd give away at that point.
Yeah.
You have to ride it out and just be terrible.
Well, and the trade's still not finalized. Like Brooks technically can't go there unless they make another trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, actually, maybe now because who else did they get rid of in that Mark Williams trade? Did they get rid of any salary?
No, it was a future first and a pick swap, I believe.
Here we go. Orlando.
Jace, it has to be.
Yep. There you go.
Yep, yeah. They're no brainer.
That makes sense.
No brainer.
And Jay, this low-key is a good pick because I love Michigan State, but they're just not an offensive-oriented school. And
this
he
is a seamless
he
fit for them.
do much at all. I kind of like this idea. He's strong as shit. I'll tell you that much. This kid could get to the cup. I don't know how much you need to get to the cup when you got Paulo and Franz on your team, but there's that.
All right. Now what I've been waiting for all night. Does Brooklyn trade one of these?
Have to, right?
Damn, Orlando's going to be nice, man.
Yeah, they are, man. They've done the right stuff.
Yeah, especially with the Bane trade. I just thought that was such a positional need. Like people will look at the picks, but it's like the KCP was a negative contract, so they had to give up a first. So it's really only 3, and then how much they need is shooting. They got a guy who shoots 42% true shooting over his career. Like
when
what I
you're
mean?
in a position that you can overpay, it's not an overpay.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly, they needed a shooter,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they got. And it didn't, they don't need the 4 picks. I mean,
Okay, do you anticipate any of the players in the KD trade that get moved before playing with Phoenix? Yeah, maybe.
I think Dylan Brooks has a chance.
Mhm.
I don't know who that team is or what they would want to return. I mean, there's so many needs on this roster for Phoenix.
what is his salary?
Dylan Brooks?
Yeah,
Like 22 mil a year.
so not out of the reach for a lot of teams.
Right. I mean, you could get to 22 mil pretty easily. The big thing I think for the trade is if they can find a way to either trade Bradley Beal or buy him out, like it was reported, then that makes Jalen Green a stay, I think, a lot more likely. The reality is they have Jalen Green, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. That is not a comparable NBA team. So one of those 3 have to go. It's probably Booker's about to get this $75 million a year extension. Beal has a no trade clause, so he could just say no. And then you have Jalen Green, who, if you called up if you called the Nets, like if Phoenix called the Nets right now, hey, give us Jalen Green, and you could have 26 and 27. I don't think that's an awful trade for Phoenix.
Call it in.
Only because I think it's so valuable for Phoenix to have these young, cost-controlled contracts, especially if you're about to pay a guy $75 million a year.
Yeah.
I don't dislike that. I don't think it's going on, or I think it would have happened.
Right. No, 100%.
But I definitely don't disagree with you. I think that for Phoenix, offloading contracts and getting younger at the same time is the best thing you can do. You're not competing next year. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It really doesn't matter. I don't think anybody in the NBA is going to take Bill's contract. I mean, a buyout would, to me, be the only thing. I don't see anybody taking that contract.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
team comes to mind would be Washington, and he's already been there, done that. So, like,
Well, then Washington would just get weird because they have all these vets already now, like Marcus Smart, CJ McCollum.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Chris
that's
Middleton.
what I'm
It just
saying.
gets
Like,
a
it
little
just
weird.
doesn't. It wouldn't even make sense. And then, like, I think of a team like, Chicago. Golly, I don't even know many teams that could foot that bill if they wanted to move pieces around.
What's he owed? 55-ish million?
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck.
like I said, a lot of these teams are like San Antonio. Like, he doesn't even fit their whole scheme of young players. So, like, that's out of the question. Portland just took Holiday. So, like, it couldn't happen there. Toronto, I don't think that's even a fit, and I don't put much faith in Toronto. The Pelicans, yeah, it looks like about Charlotte. That's about the only.
I could see Charlotte doing some stupid shit like that. Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's hard. Bradley Beal's in such a. I just wonder if it comes down to, like, listen, you are not wanted anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Could you play another 82 games of just being hated upon? Like, but then again, like, if he has the no trade clause, like, he gets to pick what he gets traded for.
It'd be like saying, Ja, I really don't like you. I know I owe you $55 million. I don't want you on this podcast. You're like, sorry, bro, I'm here. 82 of them. I'm $55 million deep.
Exactly. It's like, dude, what do you? Yeah, I mean, when they made the trade, I just thought it was crazy, and I understand what they were thinking. They took Denver to 6 games, and they're like, well, if you just replace Landry Shamet with Bradley Beal, but then they underestimated what Chris Paul brings to the table, and
they're just terrible.
That's just awful.
Man, bro, Brooklyn's really about to use them all, dude. There's no way. One thing I was thinking, where does Tyrese Proctor go?
Second round for sure.
Yeah, the Duke man.
Second round for sure. It's so funny. He was one of the guys I thought the Lakers should kind of trade up for, because I think we're gonna trade Dalton Connect away, whatever deal we do, and we just have no bench scoring. I don't know what we will do, what will happen. Tyrese Proctor fits on. He's a 3. He's a big guard. Like, a lot of teams would value that. I feel like an underrated, like Phoenix, like we were talking about. Phoenix can need a defensive-ish guard that could shoot threes like that. You know what I mean? Like, you look at like a team like who else could need him?
He could go to Golden State and sit behind Steph for 1 year.
Right.
All right, where does Brooklyn go here?
If you're taking all 5 picks in the first round, to me, you stay with best available.
Oh, they took Ben. 5. Interesting.
Whoa!
They took Ben.
They took Ben Saraf.
Yeah.
All right. Now they have 27, then Boston, Charlotte, and LA, and we are done for the night. Wow. That is a dynamic pick.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in the NBA, especially in the NBA, I think they put so much emphasis on the age.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
I don't know about that. I know that European or international players in general are kind of, having their moment in the NBA and it continues to increase, but I don't know about that one.
Yeah, Ben was projected to go beginning of the second round.
Yeah, it says he was the 30th overall rank in the draft. So I mean, he didn't go. I mean, you can't call it a reach, I guess.
Right. But I feel like for a positional need, like I just don't know what else I guess Brooklyn need. That the fact that they really might use all 5 picks. Like I'm still trying to wrap my head around because I don't even because like I would just like who's like who they get that you were like, oh, I could totally see them flipping him. You know what I mean? Like there's not a guy that was like, oh, he fell and they got him. Like they could flip it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh boy.
Yeah, I don't.
Who's that? Who's the white guy?
And that's what I was about to say. That's a fun. Now this is a fun Danny Wolf team now.
Oh, he is. Oh, he's going through it.
Yeah. Well, he was projected.
Dude, they used all 5, didn't they? Or what? Or maybe that was the last pick, bro.
No, they have one more.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying they're showing him clapping. I was like, no way, bro.
I see him shaking his head like, please don't pick me. Please don't pick me.
Oh, he's so sad. Golly, I hate that.
Well, he thought he was going to go 14, 15, 16, and here we are.
Look at Brooklyn.
Got another comment in here. Yeah, well, the Nets consider. Well, this is the last one, so
Ben's going to lose his mind, Davis, Jordan. He's going to lose his mind if the Nets use all 5 of their picks.
I'm telling you right now, Danny does not look happy on screen.
No, he does not. He's like borderline crying.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense if they pick Liam McNeely. They developed Joe Harris really well.
Some of these like late first round, early second round picks, man, they use that as fuel for the rest of their careers, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
I like Liam going to Brooklyn. I hope they pick Liam here.
It looks as though Boston and Brooklyn's going to use it.
I mean, Brooklyn right now has 2 players over 6'10", so putting Danny at 6'11" would make him and Claxton the 2 big men on the team. I mean, that's
Oh, and Danny's like a point guard. Like he wants to be that point center. He wants to dribble the ball, find those tight windows and the passes. What's interesting though, there's been a lot of talk about Boston trading Sam Hauser and his market for that. And if you trade Sam Hauser and Liam McNeely's there, boom. Like there's your shooter. You just replaced it with a cost control deal. That'd be perfect. That's ideal for Boston.
Ashton or Kratos, whatever you know him by. He's big on Hauser. I'm not. Like, and I'm a Boston fan. Like, I'm not a fan of him. I don't think I wouldn't want to extend a contract on him.
Wait, what happened?
That was for the previous trade.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. That's interesting. I don't hate that. Because Brooklyn isn't trying to be good. That's just fun now. And especially if Claxton ends up getting moved, I mean that's your starting center right there. He's a monster on the boards, man. Like that kid's a beast on the boards. That's interesting.
It's kind of like in the NFL when teams draft like 3 or 4 quarterbacks in one draft. I mean,
yeah,
you got to hit on something, right? You took 5 first rounders in the NBA. You've got to hit on at least 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, and then what made sense too, like for me, was like, are they building? Like they eventually got to start building a foundation some way, because it was reported they really want Giannis, right? But why would Giannis want to go to a place that's not even nearly established? So is this trade? Could they trade some of these guys eventually? Yeah, but there's not value. You know what I mean?
I don't think any of these guys carry a big enough value for a team to go out and give up multiple first round picks for right now. I mean, you take away the top
Wild night.
5 picks, right? And you take the other ones. I don't see a lot of value in going to grab them. I guess it depends on the team.
No, yeah. I can't believe Trey Johnson went to Washington. Golly. That's so fun.
Oh,
That is so fun.
Brooklyn has 5 rookies coming in.
Yeah, Danny Wolf's the dog, man. I like him a lot.
Come on, Celtics, baby.
I didn't know he played at Yale.
Celtics
Wow.
up right now?
Celtics are on the clock, baby.
Liam McNeely makes too much sense for me, but that's why I feel like they also could not take him too, but we'll see.
We're about to get that. We're about to get that breaking news. Celtics moving back, trading Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. Well, it was reported too that they wanted to get into at least just the lottery, and that didn't happen. So
Yeah, the Nets set an NBA record selecting 5 first-round picks. I just never thought I'd see the day.
I just would have. So they for sure tried though, right, to package some of these up and move up.
Oh, I'm sure that you'll get those. Oh, this deal was so close. That deal was so close. Notifications tomorrow.
But even then, if you just move up, I kind of rather have just had like a higher pick, like someone's pick for next year, just for the thought that
Yeah.
it could be worse. You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder if they made a move for Jaylen Brown, but since they were 8th, I wonder if the Celtics were like, no, we wanted something within the top 5,
Oh,
top
Brooklyn.
4.
Oh, Brooklyn would love Jaylen Brown. Are you kidding
Well,
me?
of course they would have, but like that's not a high enough first pick as 8.
oh yeah,
because
yeah.
By then,
Hey,
you're kind of already picking the second tier of those top 5 athletes,
Yeah.
top 10 picks. So
yeah,
that wouldn't have got you what you wanted in return.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, going into the draft order too, is reported they wanted a top 3 pick because they thought Giannis was really going to be. That report about Giannis came out that morning, so they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we could use this to trade for Giannis, and obviously Giannis hasn't requested no trade, and I don't expect him to. But
Davis, to answer your question, no, the Nets are not moving off their picks. That's the other question. Nets have incredible trade chips in 2 to 3 seasons.
yeah.
One of these guys got to turn into a superstar to be a trade chip.
Yeah, I think that I agree. I think that becomes a valid point if they turn into something viable. I think, yeah, we'll see. That this is going to be a big task for them. Like usually when you're developing rookies, like you only
You
have
got
to do
one.
1 or 2. You
Yeah.
got 5. So
Yeah.
it's like, shoot, man, I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be an interesting development. Man, everybody's crying, bro. What the heck? It's
Well,
going to
here
be
we
an
go.
interesting.
Here's Boston. Oh, Hugo Gonzalez. Yeah.
Wow, he
sense.
went late. Okay.
Damn, McNeely falling, man. Falling
McNeely
like
falling.
Shador.
I think the Clippers are going to take McNeely.
And I love that for them because they just need
I
shooting.
think that's a perfect fit for them.
I mean, Phoenix too. I mean, well, they have all these wings. But probably not.
Yeah.
But if they do get rid of like Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal, they will have to replace them with some shooting. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense
Agreed.
too. I like Hugo though. Hugo has a
Yeah,
lot of
good pick.
potential.
Can we? Let's see.
He's a weird wing. You know, he's an insanely good rim protector for
Yeah.
his size. So that's interesting. Are you expecting this guy to hop on the Celtics team next year with Tatum hurt? Probably, but
Yeah, he'll. I think the Celtics are going to have a variety of guys at the end of their bench that are going to contribute next year, especially now that Holiday, Porzingis, and Tatum will not be present.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
excited to see Simons there. Just what does Simons do?
Yeah, I saw something they wanted to flip him today. Is that true?
They're open to it.
I saw that same report that they are open to flipping him, but he's on an expiring contract, so it's almost a tryout if they want to re-sign him to match with Tatum next year or
Yeah,
the
I
following year,
think
not next year.
the smart thing for them is keep him. If he plays really, really well, then you can try and trade him at the deadline. You can maybe do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually really agree with this take right here. I think picking a European guy was the right move for Boston solely because of the professional level experience he brings. Yeah, these European guys, I mean, like they have learned how to play at the highest level from age 14, 15 up. So, yeah, I think that's good because he's seen high level basketball.
So with the transition, is who's going to start for the point guard at the Celtics?
Probably Anthony.
White
or
or
Anthony.
Pritchard?
I'd
Definitely
probably say
Anthony, right?
Anthony or White.
You'd probably go Anthony at the 1, White at the 2
Brown,
or 3.
2, and then Brown at the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can throw in. I don't know what you're going to do with big man. You got to get somebody. I guess you start
They need a
Horford.
big.
I don't know.
Well, Horford's a free agent.
Horford's got to be
They've gotta bring him
re-signed.
in.
And it was reported today that he's going for more than the taxpayer MLE, which is shocking because of his age. But people want to
What?
pay Horford.
Wow.
And I saw it was
think he needs
reported
to
north
stay
of
put.
8 million, 10 million.
Yeah,
But-
and I'm not a believer in Cornette, so like I think they have to make another move. They've got to go get somebody that can at least contribute down there. Like, and honestly, I wouldn't even want Horford back. I mean, he's going to be 40 years old next year. He's
If Horford wants to take a vet min,
a vet
cool,
man's different,
right?
yeah, but he's
Right.
40. He's already undersized as it is down low. I mean, he's 6'9".
Right.
So
That's crazy that teams would want to pay over the TPMLE for him.
Well, and I guess it depends what team you are. Like, if you look at like it was reported the Knicks like him, that makes sense. Like if the Knicks were like, oh yeah, like this veteran guy who's won a championship comes in behind Cat,
What
Mitchell
about LA?
Robinson
Do you like that?
for the Lakers.
Yeah.
No, because we don't like we need his big, like we need him as a big, but we don't need him at the cost. You know what I
Agreed.
mean?
Yeah.
Like if he wants to come in at vet min, cool, sign me up every day of the week, right? But
Mhm.
I think
like what we'll ask of him is to rebound, shoot the 3 at a high clip, and be 40
Yeah.
years old. Like I feel like you watch the finals this year. Like, do you really want 2 40-year-olds on your team? Like with the youth and the athleticism in the league right now? I don't
No,
think
it's very rare to get to the finals with that.
the two teams
much
that come to
age.
mind for me for Horford would be your Dallas Mavericks for him to come off the bench, and the same with Orlando because they're so young.
Orlando
And you
makes
pair
sense.
him off the bench, and he can shoot, he can spread the floor, he can provide those minutes on the bench. I think that, to me, those two teams.
I would say yes. I would say yes if
But the money
Gafford
has to
or
be right.
Lively wasn't there. I think we would have way too many bigs, but that does make sense.
The front court in Dallas is absolutely a luxury.
It's
like the
ta-
fact that
it's
you
fine.
have Daniel Gafford,
Yeah,
Derek
Lively
Lively,
and AD.
80. Oh, I mean, even PJ Washington, he's a 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
Like-
if someone gets hurt, then like let's say AD goes down with an injury, like PJ can slide
Mhm.
into the 4. And if he's healthy and like when Cooper Flag's on the floor, you can throw Washington at the 3. And like Washington played the 3 last season and he played it well. So there's so deep. There's many different options you can look at because of
Mhm.
your depth at the big man position. That's why I was such a fan of bringing Daniel Gafford back on that extension because I mean, and it's a great number too. And he loves Dallas, and that's something to keep in mind too. Like, keep this group of players together, man, and see what happens. I'm telling y'all, they could do something special in the West.
I would see what you maybe could still get for PJ or Gafford, only because in my whole heart of hearts, I think when shit hits the fan, I think your best lineup will be Flag at the 4 and 80 at the 5.
I've
But
never thought of that.
and you know what I mean? And it doesn't make sense to have Lively and Gafford. Like if you're not gonna close with them, only because I watched Lively last year post Luka. Like it was a rough watch. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't this young and upcoming. It was different. You know what I mean? He had to have a post game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think having the more shooting, the better around, especially AD. His 3-ball has taken a hit over the years since the Pelicans days, and even that first year when he was on the Lakers.
Yeah.
You put Cooper at the 4?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I haven't thought of it.
Yeah.
McNeely. There's McNeely to Charlotte.
Knipple and McNeely. Wow.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, seriously, that is a steal for Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that makes the trade worth it for them in my eyes. Because I said at the beginning when they got that 29th pick, I said, if you can get an impact guy, I'm good with it. Liam McNeely is a good impact guy.
That's a
I
fun
love
summer
that
league team now. McNeely and Knipple.
Dude, I
That's
hope we've got
interesting.
time to watch games, bro. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn, but, like, if there's time to watch games, I'm trying to watch games in Vegas, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
Charlotte.
right,
Charlotte can make a jump. I think Detroit did this year. If they're just healthy, man, they could do it. I think they can.
I want to live in a world where Charlotte and Washington are good again. I low-key miss seeing like back in the Kemba Walker days, man. Like, I miss seeing them be like at least decent. Like, they've been at the bottom of the league for so long. So it's like, I'm just waiting, man.
I mean, that's a team now though who needs a starting center. You know what I mean? Like, who's the starting center for Charlotte now? They have all these.
You have Nurkic.
Yeah, so they need a starting center.
I won't say anymore.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They have I kind of like their team now. Like, they have LaMelo, Brendan Miller, Miles Bridges. They have McNeely, Knipple. Like, they have a lot of shot creation and
that's actually
shooting
not a
on their
bad
time.
team for a young team.
Right. And then you surround LaMelo with just all this shooting. Like, it's kind of fun.
Horford, Charlotte.
Ooh, there. Yeah.
Get some senior leadership in there.
Yeah, there it is.
He don't want to go
no, he don't. He wants to go to a contender. There ain't no doubt in my mind he would. Well, but Charlotte dabbles out more money than these contenders are willing to offer.
It's like what you want at this point.
Horford's already got his ring.
So our next pretty much big event for the NBA free agency is on Monday at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Is that the start of free agency already?
Yeah, Monday, brother.
Wow. We're not going live tomorrow, right? It's just the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It'll get pretty boring in here, but yeah, I'm down to go live on Monday. I'll be off a little later, but who cares, right? Yeah. I'm down. We can, for those of you that are watching, we'll try and be live on Monday as well for free agency, and we'll do other episodes here and there. But got the last pick to the Clippers, and then we'll probably be signing off for the night. At least I will be.
Yeah, I'm done after that.
100%.
But yeah, for those of you that tuned in, I think we had like a bunch of people coming in at different times. I have to look at the total. We had a lot of people tuning in tonight. And thank you to everybody who left comments. Shout outs to Davis Jordan, Seth Roteman, Kareem Rowe, Ronnie Miller, Levi Sotomayor, Jacob Sims. Thank you all for your input. And, of course, Ronnie for joining. And you as well, Matt. This has been fun. We will go ahead and see what the Clippers do with this last pick.
What's y'all's quick takeaway for the night?
What a night for the Utah Jazz.
Utah, yeah.
Okay.
Utah Jazz.
What a night
I can agree with y'all, and I think we actually agree on the other question I had for both of y'all is the shock of the night, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
keeping it on
5.
Or Portland with their center choice. Those were the two that stuck
that was
out
a
to
pretty
me.
big shot.
Utah has themselves set up for a bright future if these guys turn
I'd like
into
to see how many
contributors.
picks they have left going into next year too, because like I said, one thing with, and I don't know off the top of my head, but Danny Ainge is, and Brad Stevens couldn't have learned from somebody better. They hoard picks, they collect them, and they find a way to always get them. And that's why the Thunder are the Thunder now too, because they're in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
An underrated team too. I really like their draft night too. Was the Spurs. They got Harper, and then they got a young wing, Carter Bryant. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty solid. I thought Carter Bryant was a top 10 talent in this draft.
Yeah, agreed.
And he goes 14. So
Is Paul coming? Is Paul back with them? Did he resign? Chris
what's
Paul?
so funny about the Paul thing? He went on a podcast on Pat McAfee a couple weeks ago and was like, it's getting hard to play because his family lives in LA. He's like, I would love to finish my career in LA. Like, he kept saying LA, LA. So he's kind of forcing his hand, saying he wants to be a Clipper or a Laker.
No chance he's a Laker. I don't think.
From the Lakers standpoint, it doesn't make a lot of sense, except they have the LeBron connection. And if they trade Gabe Vincent, it's like, you could do work. You could do worse than Chris Paul. You know what I mean? Who played an underrated all 82 last year?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Age
40 or 39.
You know what I mean? I don't like it for him to be like our second or maybe even third guard, but if he's our fourth guard, veteran guy in the locker room, just holding everybody accountable. Yeah, it's interesting. Clippers, going back to Clippers, that's also cool too.
That seems fitting.
Yeah. Ending it there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, the last pick is in for the night. We got the Clippers, man. Yeah, like Ben said, we're gonna go live on Monday, start a free agency. I expect a lot of buzz. I'm also expecting a lot of trades to go on between now and then. So we'll have a bunch of videos coming out as well in between, breaking them all down. A lot of salary jumps going from this salary cap year to the next. So keep that in mind when we're looking at these trades. Like, this trade had to happen before the calendar year flip because this guy goes from making 15 mil to like 25 mil. So yeah, keep an eye on all that.
Agreed. But yeah.
A lot of rookie extensions. You'll see Shea. Well, he's not
Shea's
rookie,
but that max.
They'll get the max. You'll have J-Dub and Chet are eligible for the max. A lot of that class. Jabari Smith Jr. is eligible for that max. Paulo. And the last.
All right, last pick of the night, gentlemen.
Well, so they get the Penn State big. This guy was a big. I thought.
I
like
no
him a lot.
Who that is. I'm not gonna lie.
I like him a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I want the Lakers to trade up and get him. I didn't think he was a first round talent. I will say I did not think that at all. I thought he was for sure second round. But
who'd they take? That Yannick. What's his name?
Niederhauser.
Yeah, Yannick Cole. Yeah, I ain't gonna try to butcher that. I'll wait till that comes out.
All righty. Well, gentlemen, we about ready to sign off?
Yeah, man. Y'all know where to find the warm up. Please like, subscribe, comment. Turn on the notifications, all that good stuff. Thank you guys all again for joining us tonight. Everybody that liked and commented. Hopefully you subscribed as well. Thank you to Ben and Matt for joining us tonight. Shout out to Ronnie for joining us. Shout out to just the Sports Business Classroom again. And yeah, you guys got any closing thoughts?
Matt?
Early start to the new season, but really excited for the new season to start play.
100%.
Absolutely.
Very, very much agreed. It's gonna be a fun season. A lot of changes and a lot of movement, but excited to see what happens. That's all I got.
100%. All right, guys. Until next time, get right and stay right. Peace.